major metro areas to do their part. Townhall.com. An accident takes the life of an Arizona Cardinals defensive back.
Jeff Gladney died in the car crash in Dallas. He was 25. Gladney's death was confirmed by the Cardinals and his agent, Brian Overstreet. Gladney played at TCU and was a 2020 first-round draft pick of the Minnesota Vikings. He was released before the 2021 season after being charged with assaulting a woman. The Cardinals signed Gladney in March after he was found not guilty in Dallas County, Texas. He participated in team drills just last week. John Scott reporting.
At long last, life returning to the streets of China's largest city, the financial hub of Shanghai, as COVID concerns fade and a strict lockdown is finally being eased. Once again on Wall Street this hour, stock futures in positive territory. The Dow futures up 210 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week.
Yep. Halfway day.
Yeah.
Hump day, whatever day.
I'm still messed up.
I know, dude. This whole week is going to be like that.
Yeah.
And we complain. It's like, oh, all these lack of days we have to work. The fact that we didn't have to work Monday. I know, but it just throws the whole week off.
Yeah. I was, this morning I was taking my meds, and then I realized I took the Mondays on Tuesday. And I was a day off.
I haven't even thought about taking meds, dude. My whole thing is like, hey, Philip DeFranco, why are you doing a show on Sunday? Oh, wait, it's Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I don't have to deal with medication, at least.
Well, it'll be give it time.
Yeah, right. No, I know.
But, yeah.
I am regular as heck.
But, yeah, it is officially Wednesday. Mark it on your calendars. Happy Wednesday to you.
Yep.
Hope you're having a good one.
Oh, fun fact, DJs say the day of the week as many times as we do in our breaks, mostly to remind ourselves.
That's right, to reassure ourselves that it's 7:07 in the a.m.
Because
on
we
Wednesday.
let our brains wander. I'll just be like, 7:18 on a Monday. Oh, God, it's not Monday. It's not Monday even a little bit.
Nope.
We just say, things just fall out of DJs' mouths if we don't control it.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have to put a leash on our mouths.
It's, we're Ron Burgundy without the teleprompter.
We really are.
But you might notice weather a little different today. Cooler, rain chances. Certainly, next couple days worth of weather are going to be different than what we've been experiencing over the Memorial Day weekend.
Don't worry. It's going to get back to hell real soon.
Oh, yeah, by like Saturday.
By Saturday, we'll be back to melting.
By the time you have time off to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll be back
enjoy the rain, the smell of moisture in the air as you're walking from your office to your car.
There you go. But actually, well, it's more afternoon and tonight. So depending on your work schedule when you do that. But anyway, yeah, we do got a chance at moisture and be happy about that. Maybe it'll, tamper things down and we can actually do some 4th of July stuff. We get enough of this stuff.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
One or two good southeastern New Mexico rainstorms should tamp everything down enough to where we can at least, throw down a snake or a sparkler.
Yes, the snake.
Husker Doos.
Is that
the
still
Husker
a thing?
Don'ts.
Can you buy the snakes?
You can still get snakes, but here's the problem with snakes. You have to hold flame on them the whole time they work.
Yeah, to make the thing go.
Yeah. That gets hot. Unless you have like one of those like fancy lighters.
I just like certain technologies we've advanced past, and now you don't see them anymore.
Right.
Why is the snake? There's so many cooler fireworks and things to do now.
No,
even the little whippersnappers are better than those snakes.
I was gonna say,
when do we retire those?
What's funny is I have a box of Poppets in my car right now.
Yeah.
Like right now.
I will take a thing of Poppets over snakes any day.
Yeah.
Like you can have so much fun with Poppets.
Snakes really aren't
They're
that
not.
much of anything.
After you do one, you're like, oh, that's amazing. Now what?
I got to imagine that the manufacture of the snake, like in the fireworks factory, is so simple. They just knock off a couple while they're warming the machines up. That's why they sell them. It's like, oh, we're going to do this anyways while the machines get warmed up.
Who
We might as well
buys them?
sell them. I don't know. Who buys all those weird tummy teas they sell? There's a market out there for everything.
I just don't get it. I'm like, why waste money on those when you could spend that money on way cooler fireworks?
I agree. I watched Joe Dirt just like you did. I know the whole menu.
Yeah. I don't get it. But, you do
Screaming
you.
memes with or without the scooter stick.
I mean, if you want to sit there all day and be like, look at that. Ooh. Oh, that one's a long one. 6 inches.
What was it? Not even one whistling kitty chaser?
So, I don't get it. But anyway.
It doesn't make a lot of sense to
Maybe
me.
we'll get some moisture and you can light your snakes.
I'll tell you this. I've never, the tank? The little tank?
That one looked cool, but I've never seen it in action.
I've never had one work right.
Yeah, I don't think they work. They're more... They look visually better sitting there on a display versus actually being lit and...
Yeah, they're not working on wheel technology over at the fireworks factory, so those wheels are all wonky. They don't roll right.
Yeah, well, I mean, you are going to blow it up. They don't want to put high-dollar, wheel parts.
Yeah, but I want it to roll straight.
I get you.
Not do this weird, like, mashed potato thing while it's, being, like, rocket propelled.
Yeah, no, I want a whole... General Patton sitting on a tank.
Far be it for me to ask for realism in my cardboard firework tanks.
I know, I'm serious. I want a Patton-looking dude, and I want that thing cruising down the street and just blazing fireworks.
Have like a fake cigar inside the Patton's mouth. It's shooting sparks out. Yeah,
big American flag waving on the back of it. Yeah, that's what I want. But anyway, hopefully we get some moisture and you can enjoy those things. But we'll see.
Fingers crossed.
That's right. But happy Wednesday. Hope you're having a good day. Let me give you the rundown.
Yes.
We were scheduled to have the Chamber join us this morning, but they've got an event they're planning for, so they can't make it today. So we're going to replay an interview in its place. Tracy Fry joined us a week or so ago from the Roswell Public Library, talking summer reading program, which, by the way, gets underway this week now that we are officially in June. Yeah, summer, yeah. So we're going to play that interview for you here in a little bit. The folks from the Roswell Refuge scheduled to join us in the 8 o'clock hour. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have a pair of interviews. We're going to have John Tholson with the 4-H shooting sports and talk a little bit about that. I think we're going to have some of the kids with him.
Nice.
And then Lori Schatz from Kiwanis will also join us that hour and give us an update on what's happening with Kiwanis Club.
But it's fundraising season.
So we got a full show for you today.
Indeed.
There was something that the Chamber did ask me to share with folks since they can't make it in today. They would like to invite everyone. I got to blow this up because I can't see.
Careful.
Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. They're having their Building Bridges luncheon today from 11:30 to 1. It's going to be at the Roswell Chamber of Commerce. You're invited to join them as they gather feedback about community business needs, services, and programs. They'll also provide information about current workforce training opportunities available through ENMU Roswell. Information obtained at this event will be used as they revise their campus strategic plans. They got you lunch covered as well.
Nice.
Dion's will be catering the event.
Ooh, Dion's.
So a little bit of Dion's. But that's going to be at the Roswell Chamber today from 11:30 to 1. And ENMU are looking to gather feedback about some of their community business needs and things. There's partnerships with that. So if that sounds like something that is right in your business or what you got going on, going out to the Chamber today, have some lunch and give your input.
I went. It was literally like lunch provided by Dion's. And I was up. I'm like, huh? What's that? Dion's, you say?
Yes, come for pizza.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen, and it's Wednesday. We can talk about this. They've officially put the fence around the perimeter for the new Popeyes.
I noticed that. There you go.
I'm excited. I cannot wait.
The construction site has been established.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Yeah.
Not to mention, they're like the only place you can get Cajun shrimp within like a 300-mile radius.
It's been so long since I've had a Popeyes, like decades.
Literally, okay. I'm gonna. Let me put this in perspective. The last time I had Popeyes was the night before my dad sort of died.
Oh, really? Sort of.
Sort of died. He had his event on March 17th.
Okay.
Of 2007.
Okay.
And the night before we were in Albuquerque, the night before we had dinner for Popeyes.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's been now 15 years.
That sounds like a happy memory.
There it is.
Oh man,
let's relive it.
I can't wait for more Popeyes.
But they got the hush puppies.
I always was a fan of their beans and rice back in the day.
You know what? People be sleeping on beans and rice, jambalaya, stuff like that. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I dug it too. So
real ribs sticking, thick,
And I've never,
all carbs.
To this day, I haven't tried the sandwich that kind of started the whole chicken sandwich hype for
I
a
haven't
hot
either.
minute of the year.
I've never had the Popeyes chicken sandwich. I've had many of the other ones that are competing with it, but I've never had the Popeyes.
Yeah.
So who knows? The OG is the best.
Could be. What are they promoting Jurassic Park on your soda there? I was trying to figure out what that was.
It's the new Jurassic World.
Okay.
It hits theaters, in June?
It's like a couple days, like 10th or something.
Yeah. Fun. This is actually how I know I'm getting fresh soda. It's like, oh, they're promoting a current movie. Okay, these are new ones.
Fresh.
Because you never know. They're like, oh, we had a backlog of the ones from they're promoting the 2020 games.
Well, maybe you ought to be a little leery if you see soda cans with Top Gun on it, even though it is a current movie. This movie was supposed to come out like 2 years ago.
That's true. They've been pushing this one for a minute. Never let it be. I've never learned this until I started working for this company. But canned soda does eventually taste old.
It does.
And I know that because those are the sodas we bring to the remotes.
We're kidding.
We're sort of kidding.
No, but every once in a while there's a few we get.
Man,
like,
dude, I told Thomas last time, I was like, okay, it's time to call Pepsi. we need to re-up our stock, seriously. And this one's over here pushing the Atlanta games. Oh, that was in 96.
That was a good year for the Pepsi.
It was. Richard Jewell just sitting on the side, just thumbs up.
Good vintage, if you will.
It's got a nice piquant to it.
The syrup from the 90s smelled sweeter. But smells like 90s.
Do you hear Mountain Dew is coming out with a pickle juice flavor? Like legitimately pickle juice flavored Mountain Dew.
You know what? Absolutely doesn't surprise me.
In 2022, nothing does. They said Coke is doing a soda that tastes like the internet. I have no idea what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah. Well, I didn't like what space tasted
They're
like.
out of ideas. Out of ideas.
I wasn't a big fan of what space tasted like.
Yeah, space was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like having space in my
maybe
mouth.
internet will taste a little better in space to me. But
fingers crossed.
Anyway, it is 7:17. Let's go ahead and get you up to date on that weather. Yes, more moisture, cooler temps, all allegedly in store.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine to start things off today. We'll be hitting the upper 80s to mid 90s, and some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible. Some of those storms could have damaging wind and hail around the Roswell area. Scattered showers overnight, and we'll drop into the upper 50s, and then a few more showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday. Much cooler with our high staying in the mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 66% with winds currently out of the north at 14 miles per hour. We do have a 20% chance at some showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Mostly sunny, cooler. 85 our expected high today. Winds will be a little breezy out of the north, 15 to 20 miles per hour. They will decrease later today. So it's actually windier this morning than this afternoon. They're saying 10 to 15 for the afternoon. Tonight, our chance of rain bumps up to 50%. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 59 degrees. Winds will be out of the north 15 to 20 miles per hour. They're saying new rainfall amounts less than 1/10 of an inch, except if we actually get a thunderstorm. We're looking for Thursday at a 20% chance of showers before noon, but gradual rain chances throughout the day. Cloudy with a high of only 77 tomorrow. Winds will be out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. Chance of rain's at 30% for tomorrow night, mostly after midnight for those chances. Cloudy otherwise with an overnight low of 61. Winds will be out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, our chance of rain bumps up to 50%, mainly for the afternoon. They say some of those storms could be severe on Friday. Partly cloudy for the day, highs back into the upper 80s, 87 officially, with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 40% chance of rain Friday night, mainly before midnight, partly cloudy, overnight low of 60. And then your weekend warming back up, mostly sunny, 96 for Saturday, sunny with highs near 100 on Sunday, and next week, 102 on Monday, 100 Tuesday. So enjoy the next couple days, cooler temperatures. Enjoy that respite. Back this weekend, it'll be warming back up. All right, 7:20, we're going to take about a 2.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll play our interview we had with Tracy Fry from the Roswell Public Library. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
This is Luis Sanchez, your Republican candidate for Congress in New Mexico's 1st District. I grew up in Albuquerque in a small little trailer in the South Valley and was the first person in my family to go to college and live the American dream. I've worked in the medical field for 28 years and am one of the owners of Caliber's indoor shooting ranges. I'm running for Congress because I see that American dream slipping away from the next generation. Socialists like Melanie Stansberry and AOC have inflation out of control in this country, and we have the highest unemployment rate in the nation. And those radical socialists won't stop until our country is ruined. In Congress, I'll uphold our conservative values, fight for all of our freedoms, just like I did when the governor tried to shut down New Mexico's small businesses. I am asking for your vote early or on June 7th. I'll work hard to protect your constitutional rights, secure our elections, and fight for real immigration reform to secure our borders. It's time to take our state and country back. I'm Luis Sanchez, and I approve this message. Paid for by Sanchez for New Mexico.
Do you have what it takes to be a champion? Country Club Road Church of Christ presents Champion VBS, June 6th through the 10th, from 9 to 11:30 a.m. for ages 3 years old through 6th grade. Explore the excitement of leading others to a relationship with Jesus from some of the best loved passages of Scripture, and with a team of some of the world's fastest animals, you'll learn how to be a champion with practice, perseverance, and a little sweat. Skits, crafts, music, Bible stories, snacks, lunch, and more, including a free t-shirt. Find out more and register at ccrcoc.com. Champion VBS, June 6th through the 10th at Country Club Road Church of Christ. Open to ages 3 years old through 6th grade at the corner of Washington and Country Club Road in Roswell. Learn more and register now at ccrcoc.com.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Sigmund Freud once believed that cocaine could be used to help treat a morphine addiction. Mike used bacon to get over his addiction to beef. Here's Mike Winters.
This morning, Tracy Fry back with us from the Roswell Public Library. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How about you?
Good, good. Ready for summer?
I think so.
I know a lot of families think summer, it's like, oh, time for vacation and downtime and all that. Library looks at it the opposite way. It's like, oh, gets to our busy season here.
Yes,
is
that's
the summer.
Busiest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, which is a good thing. We want it to be busy because now that kids are going to be off school here pretty soon, and families are going to be spending some more time doing vacations and time together doing stuff.
Right.
The Roswell Public Library can be a partner with a lot of that stuff. Of course, the big thing is the summer reading program. That is probably one of the biggest projects that the Roswell Public Library does every year.
Yes.
They got so many, but this is probably the as far as the scale, most people involved and actual participation and things like that. This is the event that most people look forward to, is our summer reading program.
Yes.
So
yes.
It is happening once again this year, and it's we're just a couple weeks away from it starting here, right?
Yeah, June 6th is our kickoff.
Good deal. And is it work like years past? A little different as far as the reading requirements and all that, or is it a little different this year?
It's similar to years past.
Okay.
June 6th will be our kickoff, where you can come in. That'll be the first day you can come in and actually sign up.
Okay.
And children who sign up will get a backpack like they did prior years.
Just like they've done in years past.
And also they can sign up for activities that will be happening throughout the summer during the 6-week program.
Yeah, there's going to be various, and so when you do sign up for the summer reading program, make sure you get a calendar.
Yes.
And that's probably the best way. I know they're going to keep announcing and everything on social media and all that, Facebook, Instagram, but if you have that calendar, that way you can put it on the fridge, you can plan ahead and be like, all right, family's on vacation this week, but we can do the events this week and things like that, and it allows you to do that.
Right.
Because it really is, there's stuff going on at least every week, I think, just about, if not almost every day there's stuff, but definitely every week there's events and things happening.
Yes.
So you kind of want to keep that calendar handy, because there's going to be a lot of stuff, and some things you're going to be into, some you're not, but this gives you a chance to kind of pick and choose those things you want you and your family to have some fun with and participate in.
Yes.
But I want to get people to sign up for the reading program, because it's great for kids. But here's the thing. Summer reading program is not just for kids.
No, it's not.
The adults are encouraged and recommended to sign up for summer reading program.
Yes.
Now, it's a little different. We're not going to be giving you pencil erasers and prizes that, your prizes will be more appealing to you, the adult. Things like meal gift certificates, stuff like that.
Well, we're going to give out gift cards every week for the adults. So if you sign up as an adult for the summer reading, you'll get a raffle to fill out each week that you come in and check out a book.
Okay.
One per week, and then we'll choose, and you'll get a gift card.
Okay. Perfect. Now, of course, if the idea is, sure, we'd love to give you a little something for reading, but the idea is to encourage you to read, to find things you want. But really, we love it because it now gives parents a chance to kind of do the program with their children.
Yes.
And that's kind of, if you don't have any kids, no biggie. Come do the adult program and pick, as long as you read books out of the library, you're in it. It's part of it. Just check out some books and read them and turn in your numbers every week. But if you want to kind of motivate your children to get involved and participate, then you, the parent, can sign up and say, we'll do it together.
Yes.
And the good news is, if you have children that aren't really of reading age yet, and you read them stories at night and all that counts for your reading time, their reading time. So you don't have to make it an extra time-consuming event.
Right.
You can kind of incorporate it into your family activities already.
Yes.
But that also being said, people take vacations, they go to the beaches, they go to various places, and you're spending a lot of time on planes, cars, or sitting at a beach. I don't know about you, but sitting on the beach here under an umbrella with a book that you really like, that's something a lot of people enjoy. Use this as that opportunity to maybe, all right, I'll go to the library and check out some books I normally wouldn't buy, or maybe something, and I'm going to take them to the library or take them to the beach with me.
Or they can, if they have the device, they can download.
Oh, yeah, like your Kindles and all that, and use your technology.
Yes.
Because in case you didn't know, you can utilize a lot of library resources online that have nothing actually to do with being a book in a library. There's a lot. Now, that being said, I want you to go in the library and utilize it. But if you've got a library card and in good standing, you could utilize a bunch of resources and never technically set foot in the Roswell Public Library. Things like getting audio books or music or movies or needing help with, like, I know people are not going to be thinking as much about this right now, but they will pretty soon. Tutoring and stuff for school, for both elementary, high school, and college, right?
Yes.
It's the gamut. It's not just one.
Right.
So those are resources. And again, they don't cost you one penny. It's all free of charge. The only thing you have to do is sign up to get a library card.
Yes.
And, turn in your books on time and to avoid late fees and things like that. But that's it. And it's all available to you. And the summer reading program is really a vessel to to get you to utilize and take advantage of these things here. So as adults signing up for the program, okay, maybe you're like, well, I like my Kindle. Great.
Yes.
The Roswell Public Library has a great resource library of your online Kindle reader books,
right?
Whatever you use. I know there's competing companies out there. Kindle's kind of like Kleenex now. Everyone's just kind of, I know there's other ones, but it's kind of, that's the one we all know what you're talking about. And so if you got one of these e-readers or whatever they call it, I don't even know the technical name of them. I just call them Kindles.
Yeah. They know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Then you do that, or like you said, maybe your music. You're like, hey, I'd love to get. They've got MP3s and things that you can download and utilize for your trips or whatever.
Right.
And all that, and then of course, exposing your children to these same resources and getting them in there. And so, the idea is like, mom and dad doing something kind of cool. The kid's like, can I do that? Sure you can. Grab a book.
Right.
Here's one here. Maybe not my book. My book's for me, but you grab this book. You know what I mean? And that way, so mom and dad can read their, romance novel or mystery or whatever they're into. Well, the child gets something more to their speed. So. But that's what the reading program is. So let's just kind of highlight some of the big events that are planned during this summer reading program.
Yes. Okay. So Monday, June 6th is our official kickoff.
Okay.
So it's between 11 a.m., 1 p.m. You come in, you sign up your kid. You can sign up yourself also.
Okay.
They'll get their backpacks, and they'll be told exactly what they need to do.
The
with
official
summer reading.
rules and requirements to complete the summer reading program.
Correct.
Gotcha.
And then after they choose their books, the children will get to choose something from our treasure chest.
Okay.
And then also that day we will be giving out snow cones.
Nice.
So it'll be hot, I'm sure, because every day here in Roswell,
it's New Mexico.
It's a balmy.
It's June. Yeah. If it's not hot, I'll be very surprised.
If something's wrong.
And I'll eat the snow cone anyway because I'll be happy. Actually.
Yeah. So if you come in between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. on June 6th, Monday, you'll get a snow cone. And then the next big event is going to be that following week on June 15th at 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. We're going to have a puppet show.
Nice.
And it's the Rocky Mountain Puppets with Megan Casey's going to do it, do the program.
Okay. Have they been back? Have they been here before? Or is this their first time?
No, they've been here before, but I wasn't with the library.
It's been a couple of years, but they've been to the public library, and I'm sure some people may have seen some of their shows from years ago, but they're back and got some new stuff for you.
Right.
So. Cool.
And then, so they're going to have 2 shows on Wednesday, June 15th, 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. You just come in. You don't have to register.
Are they both the same show, or are they
Yes.
2 different shows? So either one you can come to or go to both, I guess, if you want, if you really like the first one.
Whatever works in your schedule,
Sure.
Yes.
But it is first come, first serve on these.
Right.
So. And then when it's full, it's full.
Yes. And then the following week on June 23rd, which is a Thursday, at 10:30 a.m., we're going to have one show. It's going to be the Pirate Dogs of the Sea.
Okay.
And it's going to be a pirate. The doggies are going to be there doing a little show.
Is it kind of let's see, and this is, I don't have kids, but I know because I have nephews that are huge fans of the Paw Patrol. Oh. Is it kind of like a pirate version of Paw Patrol?
No.
Okay.
No.
I don't know. I'm just guessing. I'm taking guesses here.
They're hunting for treasure upon the 7 seas.
Okay.
When they become shipwrecked.
Nice. Okay. Very cool. But I'm guessing if you like Paw Patrol and that kind of stuff, this is probably going to be right in your wheelhouse.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
And that's only one show, so that's at 10:30 a.m.
So make sure you, again,
if you
first
like
come,
doggies,
first serve, and pirates too. I'm sure it's got a pirate themed, and
yes.
Everyone loves pirate themed.
Yeah. And then the following week, June 30th, Thursday at 11 a.m., we're going to have the Roswell Zoo come over.
Cool.
And Kevin, their potbelly pig, is going to be there also.
Oh, good.
And the program is called Ocean Devotion. So it's talking about keeping our waterways clean.
Okay.
And whoever comes will meet Kevin.
Okay.
So
you can come meet the animals and learn a little bit about,
and learn about programs at the zoo, too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, which, by the way, they got a lot of great stuff going on there. They just opened the butterfly garden thing, and of course they've got events planned coming up this summer. They got their own zoo camp coming up this summer too, for another opportunity for kids to go have some fun there too. So learn about that stuff too and get them involved. It's all part of these city programs, and it's all for families to utilize this summer. So if you run out of things to do at the library, go on over to the zoo and go on over to the art museum, or go to the aquatic center. We got so many.
They have a camp, I think, too.
Yeah, they do. They have several camps. So there's a lot of stuff going on in the city here. But anyway, and what date is the zoo coming to the library?
Thursday, June 30th.
Okay.
And they'll be there at 11 a.m.
Nice.
And so then the following week, July 7th, Thursday at 10:30 to 11:30, we'll have a oil pastels painting class.
Okay.
With Taja Ramaj, and she's the one who painted our library and did like the waterfall.
Oh, some of the murals and things in there.
Yeah, yes.
Cool.
So she's going to do a class. It's a limit to 20 children, and you have to.
And it's just kids, huh?
Yeah. I'm
thinking there's some adults that might want to learn some of that too.
I'm sorry, I do the kids side.
Maybe we can convince you an adult version one day.
Maybe we can ask her. But
what if I shave real close? Will I be able to slip? I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
I'm pretty immature. I can act like a 12-year-old.
Okay. Well, it's limited to 20 children.
Okay.
And registration is required, but registration does not start until June 6th.
Okay, so you got to wait until the summer reading program gets underway to register. It is free, though.
Everything at the library is always free.
Yeah, it doesn't cost a thing, but you do need to pre-register for some of the more popular stuff sometimes. So.
The ones that were limited number of children. Yes.
Well, we don't want to make the experience, cheapen it by having too many people there and things. So they do this to maximize the experience for everybody. So it's all by design.
Yes.
Good deal. What other events we want to spotlight here?
Okay, and then the following week after that, July 14th, which is a Thursday at 10 a.m., this is the one I'm really excited about. Miranda Howe is going to do painting. Do a painting class over at the library.
Okay.
And it's a limit of 24 children.
Okay.
And its registration is required.
Nice. Is it like watercolor? Is there a certain medium of painting, or just?
Yeah.
Just like just.
I don't have it here.
Okay.
But yeah, it's just I think it's watercolor. I'm not too sure.
Okay. I didn't know because I know there's so many different pastels to oil paintings to watercolor to whatever Bob Ross does.
Okay.
I don't know what you call that. Just pretty cool.
Fun.
Yeah. Very cool. But cool. So please, now is that another one they need to register and sign up in advance, but they can't do it until
June 6th,
which is, by the way, in case you're just joining us here, the official opening day of this year's summer reading program.
Correct.
And it usually goes to the end of July, right?
Yes.
June 6th to July 31st, right? Is that?
Well, it's going to actually end on the 23rd will be the last official day of the summer reading program.
Okay, very good. So, that's when you have to have all your timesheets turned in and all that stuff to make sure you register and get your prizes and your T-shirts and all the things that you were earned over the summer reading program.
Right.
So, good deal.
And then on July 21st is going to be our last program, which is pretty exciting, and it's at 10:30 a.m. and at 2 p.m. And we have Aspen Black, and she's going to do a ukulele program.
Okay.
So she's going to supply ukulele.
Nice.
There's a limit of 30 children per class.
Okay. So there's only 30 ukuleles. So.
Right. That's the deal.
Or is it ukulele or whatever they say the way you're supposed to?
Like I don't know. You corrected me. I don't know. I've been saying it wrong all this time.
Well, I watched a TV show. It was a sitcom, and they brought a ukulele in, and then the guy in the thing said, actually, it's pronounced ukulele. And I was like, ooh.
Excuse me.
So, exactly. So I was like, So question one, is it ukulele?
Is it uka? Well, it'll be a little guitar.
However you call it, it's a little guitar.
Yeah, but that one requires registration also because it's a limit of 30 per class.
Perfect.
And on the 23rd, you're going to turn in all your
time sheets and everything. Yeah.
Right. And then the children who complete the 6 weeks of the program, and that means the reading portion of it, they'll enter a raffle to win a Kindle Fire for Kids or a Kindle Fire HD8.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And then we're going to also have movies on Fridays, matinee movies on Fridays at 11 a.m.
And they'll be every Friday during the summer reading program.
Right. Starting June 3rd.
Okay.
And they just come.
Actually, that'll predate summer reading program about 3 days. Cool.
Yes.
So that first Friday before the summer reading program.
If you're hot and you want to come in and have popcorn and watch a movie. Now, the movies are new, but
they're family family-friendly movies. These are movies the whole family can sit down and enjoy. So if you're looking for Rambo, you're not going to find that.
No, you're not going to find Rambo, but you will. But we're going to, since they're going to have the UFO Festival, we're going to do July 1st. We're going to have Independence Day, the one with Will Smith.
Oh, okay. The first Independence Day.
Right.
My opinion, the better of the two. That's just me.
But that's just your opinion. But I agree with you, though.
They tried really hard, that second one, but it just didn't measure up. I'm sorry.
Yes. And I think sometimes they wait too long, and then they do it. And then
the moment had passed, I think it just didn't.
Right.
Yeah, the sentiment wasn't the same.
Right.
It was a different time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
And people that you thought were dead in the first one were alive.
Yeah, that kind of makes me mad. It's like, look, we put this to bed. Now you're printing back out. I mean, you're just messing with the story now. I don't like that.
Do something, remake of something else.
Yeah, there's plenty of alien stuff we can make a new movie about. But anyway, so during UFO Fest, look for the good Independence Day, according to Tracy and myself, the good one.
Yes. And that will be on Friday. All movies Fridays at 11 a.m. starting June 3rd. Yeah. And the last one will be July 29th.
Yeah, so come bring the family if you got time. You guys usually pop popcorn and all that. Of
course.
Too. Yeah, and we got, because what's a movie without some popcorn, right? And then,
exactly. And me sweeping it up afterwards.
Well, if there's enough, there's leftovers.
For the next movie.
That's right, for the next. Just kidding. Fresh
Just
popcorn
kidding.
each time.
Yeah.
But do you get sick of popcorn by the end of the summer?
Actually,
or you love popcorn so much that you could eat it all.
I love popcorn, but the last time we had movie, which was last weekend, I didn't have it.
You were good. You're like, I'm not.
I think I'm kind of looking forward to the snow cone machine now.
I got you. That makes sense. Yeah. I'm a waves. I comes in waves. Like there'll be like a moment where I'm on a kick, and I'll just eat popcorn every time, and then I won't touch it for months.
Yeah.
And then I'm back on board again, and that's how I usually am with things like popcorn.
Yeah.
So. And then I'll have it, and I hadn't had it in a while. I'm like, man, I haven't had popcorn. It was good. And then I eat it a bunch.
And you're like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm one of those people. I tend to overkill things, so that's kind of me. But
that's
anyway.
kind of me too. To a certain point, and it's like, okay, I hit that wall.
It's like I could eat this every day, and then you put yourself to the challenge. Like, no, I can't. Very good, but. Folks, put it on your calendars. June 6th, that is the official start for 2022 summer reading program. Adults, kids, all can sign up here and get. You can get the calendars now. You don't have to wait till June 6th. If you want to, pick up your calendars now. That way you can start planning and making sure you work around your family vacations or whatever other commitments you have this summer. That's got you. That has you covered. Is there any more summer reading stuff we wanted to talk about?
Well, on Saturdays we're gonna alternate between board games or Legos. So
okay.
It'll be something every Saturday. We'll have some sort of family fun day for the kids.
So come out and play some games and
that's at 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Okay.
And then we're gonna also have our Tuesdays and Wednesdays. We'll have our story times all summer.
Okay.
So it's
and those are for the mornings, usually the preschool, preschool age, and then for like your elementary age for later in the day is generally how it works.
Well, the preschool, the one for birth to the Mother Goose one is birth to 3, and that's going to be on Tuesdays at 10:30.
Okay.
And then we'll have the bilingual one that at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays,
which is great. We've talked about this before. I don't care. Every single child should be going to the bilingual one because they're going to absorb whatever language is their first language right now. They're going to absorb the other one very quickly because that's what kids do. So exposing them to preschool age to that kind of stuff, you're doing a huge service to your children by having them participate in that. So,
and then we have a music and movement one that's going to be on Wednesdays at 10:30, and that's for ages like 3 to 5. So the story times will start on the 7th for Mother Goose and the 8th for the music and movement for the little bit older kids.
Okay.
And that will run the same weeks as the summer reading program.
Cool. So these are options for everyone to kind of participate in their own way in the summer reading program too, even if they're not of age to crack open a book and read it. They can kind of get involved in some of this stuff too. And obviously, as adults, reading to them, that's part of the summer reading program too. But don't forget, June 6th is the sign-up day. Now, you can sign up after June 6th.
Of course.
But I think you guys usually limit it till about through June, and then you really, because at some point you get to a point where it's going to be really hard for you to complete the summer program.
Correct.
If you sign up like midway through July, because you
can sign up, but I doubt if you'll be able to finish it.
Okay. So really try to get signed up in June if you can't sign up on the 6th itself. That way you're allowing yourself the most amount of time to complete the program, and you're exposing yourself to all the different events, and now you won't miss out on anything.
And if they can't make it the first week, of course they're more than welcome. They can sign up, and we're going to eventually run out of those backpacks.
Sure.
So if you want your child to get the backpack
sooner than later.
Yeah.
So, but point is, you can't sign up early. You can sign up late, but sweet spot is June the 6th.
Yes.
Is the day to sign up, and then grab your calendars while you're there, and then of course start participating in the program.
Right.
One other thing I wanted to mention real quick, since we're coming in on summer here, and this is something you guys had for a few years now. If you're going on your summer trips, if you're going on vacations, or you got things that are around the state of New Mexico this summer, I know I imagine a lot of people want to do some in-state vacations this year because the world we live in, and maybe they're not ready to get on a plane and go somewhere, but they want to drive to the Four Corners area or Cruces or something or go see family. But the Roswell Public Library, thanks to the New Mexico Tourism Department, they have these passes that allow up to 6 people access to many different museums and places around the state. For example, some of the art museums in Santa Fe and Albuquerque, they're on there. Lincoln, the town of Lincoln. If you go to Lincoln, that's on there. I think the Horse Museum in Cruces is on there.
I think it was something down in, was it Carlsbad?
Yeah, somewhere in that area. I want to say like Fort Sumner area.
Yeah, I think that's on there too.
There's like 15 or 20 different places throughout the state that you get like in for free.
Right.
And it will get up to 6 people in for free with this pass. Now, here's the catch. You can only check it out directly for a week, and you can't renew it.
Right.
So it's not like a book where you can just keep calling and renew it. You got to go in, check it out, and you get it for 7 days from the moment you checked out, then it's got to be back. So if you're going to plan a vacation, you got to really check it out right before you go. And unfortunately, we can't reserve it or RSVP for people because there's a limited number, and we want to make it available to anybody that possibly wants it. But like I said, all you got to do is go to the front desk, ask about the call it the New Mexico Pass or whatever you want. Whatever.
The museum pass, I think it's called.
And the front desk will know exactly what you're talking about.
If they want to come in and take a look at it just to see what...
Sure, kind of get what actual places it gets you into and kind of plan accordingly, do that, but then come back later when you're actually going on your trip, like that day before, and sign up and or check it out. But remember, it's got to be back in 7 days, and you can't renew it.
Right.
But you can use it as many times as you want in that 7 days. And so if you've got a trip around the state, I don't know about you, but like just for example, you walk into the courthouse in Lincoln there and go through there, a family of 6 of you are probably going to spend about $50 at least just to walk into that place.
Right.
Now you don't pay any of that. There's $50 that can go towards lunch or gas.
That's it.
Or something else for your trip there. So please take advantage of that, and this will give you a chance to add a little more to your family vacations without thinning your wallet that much. So that's...
And if they want it and they can't get into the library right before their trip, they can also call and we can give it to them in the alley. You know, we have that window they can drive up and pick it up.
So we make arrangements to meet you to get it to, or so we meet you at the place somewhere or whatever to do that. We can make those kind of arrangements. Right. But once you've checked it out, you've got it for 7 days and it has to come back. That's where because we want to make sure. And this is available for years now. So I know we talk about it more in the summer because more people tend to travel during the summer. But if you got a Christmas trip planned, or maybe you're going to go see family in another part of the state for during the holidays, check one out. And, because I know how that works. Yes. I've been family for a week at the holidays. And around day 4, you're kind of tired of looking at each other and you're looking for things to do. And so you're thinking, well, let's all go to Lincoln that day, or let's all go to one of these art museums or something like that. Yeah, or I think the Nuclear Museum in Albuquerque's on that list too. So if you always want to check that out, that's there you go. Get in for free. And see some of the things the state has to offer and do it for free.
Yes.
So, but that's another great option. I know summer reading program's the big thing here, but I do want to put that on people's radar.
Yes.
Now, vacation season's coming. Let's get the most bang for your buck here, and who knows? And that's what I love about it. A trip to one of these museums or one of these locations might just spark the interest of a kid or an adult to want to learn more and get involved with it. Next thing you know, they're an expert on Billy the Kid or something. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just they just found that avenue that exposed them to this whole new interest for them. So,
Right.
So please take advantage of it, and then and I'm telling you, because once you hit one of these parks and then you drop in $50, like, man, well, I guess we're not going to go to the water park afterwards because we just spent $50 at this place, and so this will give that option there too. So is there a drop dead deadline for some reading that you? Or is it pretty much if you're willing?
You can sign up. We tell them at a certain point because we want them to complete 6 weeks.
Sure.
But we tell them at a certain point.
It's
if we have the material available, like the backpacks,
we'll give it to you.
Yeah, but
you're probably not going to be able to have enough time to complete the reading
it
requirements.
so they can be in the raffle for the Kindle. So.
And I say never, but there's always a few enterprising or overachievers. Yeah. And next thing you know, like, oh, yeah, I read 100 books last week. And you're like, whoa.
Right.
And
yeah, we do have those that come in and they'll check out. They'll come twice a week to check out because they know they're going on vacation the following week. So.
And here's the other thing, too, and remind you, don't forget, this is the whole point of this, too, is to get you to explore and utilize all the resources of the library. So when you count your books and all that, these are books that you check out from the library. I know you can buy some of these books and no one's going to check up on you and all that stuff, but the idea is to really get you to come into the library, peruse the shelves. I know a lot of people love to shop. And I've seen them out there, and I don't know if they even have an idea of what they want to buy. They're just walking around looking at stuff, and they find something that speaks to them, and then they buy it. Mm-hmm. That can get expensive.
Oh, yeah.
You can scratch that itch by going to the library and walk around. And you can spend hours in there looking for books. If you got the time, they're going to let you do it. Yes. And you can walk through that and find books. And I guarantee, I will promise you, there's a lot of books in there. There's going to be at least one book in that entire building you're going to pique your interest. I don't care who you are, how old you are, or where you come from.
Right.
There's going to be at least one book in that place that you're going to be wanting to get into. And I know there's going to be more than that. But my point is, you're not going to find them unless you spend some time walking the shelves, looking at the spines of the books, reading the titles.
Right.
I mean, you can find things like if you know like a genre. All right, your mysteries are over here. Your nonfiction's over here. Your self-help's over here.
Right.
Wherever, But if you're just, I'm looking for a good murder mystery. All right, there's a whole section of them over here. I'm looking for a good Western. Guess what? Here's a whole section. I'm looking for biographies, or I want to learn more about some famous people. All right, come on over here.
You go.
That's the library, and it's the internet, but it's all real, not virtual.
And also, if they have a specific book in mind and that they really want, and we don't have it, if they let us know, we can possibly order it. So we can save you money there.
Absolutely.
If you have patience.
Sure. But but especially like series books, I'm guessing that's probably where you get in a lot, because a lot of authors like to do series, and that's where I've had my most frustrating times at libraries, because I'll go through and like, the book I need next is checked out. I can't check out the next book till I get that book. What do I do? And so that's the one time you're like, I don't know what to do. And then
we'll introduce you to another series.
Exactly. But those are the one times where I get like, oh, what am I going to do? And then but they could reach out and say, hey, do you even have this next one in there? And then be like, yeah, we got it just checked out, or no, but we can order it for you.
And if it's checked out, we can just put it on hold for you.
Sure,
so as soon as it comes back,
hey, it'll be back in a week. We'll have it ready
never
for
know.
you. Yeah, exactly. So that's the beauty of the library. And again, all free of charge. Didn't cost you a dime. And so if you're looking for cheap education, cheap entertainment, all of these things on the cheap.
James Patterson novels.
Yes, the library's your friend. I don't, and I think I hope, especially in a world we live in now where there's less available sometimes. Just the world we live in. I think going back to things that are tried and true, like a book, might actually. I just hope people discover that love in times like this. You know what I mean? And I think that's where you're like, okay, yeah, granted, every movie or every TV show known to man is almost pretty much available at your fingertips at any given moment
Except
right now.
for the one I'm looking for.
Right. And so we live in that world, and unfortunately, because we live in that world, books have taken a back seat because now I can get the story in 2 hours on a TV show or a documentary or a movie. And I'm telling you, you miss a whole nother layer when you go to the book and go through it, because I don't know how many nonfiction stories I've seen as movie form. I read them at the book first, and I'm like, that movie was awful.
I know that's part of the problem. You read a book sometimes, and then you watch the movie, and you go like, well, they left out all this, or they didn't really follow the plot line. So.
I've said this one before on the radio, but the worst one of all time for that one is a Stephen King book called Hearts in Atlantis.
Oh, okay.
If y'all remember that movie with Anthony Hopkins, I want to say early 2000s, late 90s. I don't remember when it came out exactly. I watched the movie, and I was like, oh, that was all right. Pretty good. Little mystery, Stephen King. Yeah. And then I read the book.
He was like, wait a minute.
And I was like, to be honest, the movie was the first 100 pages of the book. And the book's called Hearts in Atlantis. The movie doesn't even get to why the book is called Hearts in Atlantis. They don't even cover that in the movie. And then I went, because I didn't think, I was like, why is it even called Heart? And then I went and read the book. And I was like, oh, because there's a group in the book that a group of college kids that all played hearts. And they called their little group Atlantis. And none of that's in the movie. That even, and so it was, I was like, wow, that was the worst butchering of movie bookdom I've ever seen, was that Hearts in Atlantis Stephen King book. That book is night and day different than the movie. I'm not even sure it's the same story, to be honest with you.
They just took part of it and said, okay,
they crowbarred one little factoid out of the book, made a movie out of it. But, so please use a summer reading program for adults, kids. I don't care. Use it as that trigger to crack open a book this summer and find, because I think once you find the one you like, it's going to start the bug. You're going to get bit, and you're going to look for the next book. You're going to look for and this is how you get kids to read, folks. You got to let them pick the books. Let them pick the things they want to read, because they're going to have a vested interest.
Right.
And what's the one safe place that you could just turn your kid loose and say, pick any book here you want, and you can read it and know that you're okay?
Right.
Roswell Public Library. You can go to the kids section and say, I'm going to be over here. Find all the books you want. I'll meet you over here. And it'll come back. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It'll be like, all right, you can't have 30 right now. Well, maybe 15, and then we'll come back and get the other 15 later. But let them go buck wild crazy and pick out the books that they want to read, and let them, and then sit down with them and make sure they start reading them.
And we have a healthy graphic novel section for the kids, for those that
teenagers or tweens or
they prefer that.
Dr. Seuss is a little too nut, but they're not quite ready for Stephen King or James Patterson or something like that.
No.
But they're into something like Twilight level or whatever that is. I know I'm way behind the times,
that's
but I'm trying to think teenage book that was big. That's most reason why I think all Twilight books. I know there's others. I don't have kids, so I'm kind of.
He said that's my background.
Yeah, that's about as far as I go to knowledge-wise. If you have any questions about anything we talked about here, of course, you can like and follow the Roswell Public Library on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the two social media platforms that the library uses on a regular basis.
Yes.
You can always go to the city's website, roswell-nm.gov. There's a library tab there. You can go and click, and it'll take you to everything you need to know there. And, of course, if you like to talk to live people and actually talk to humans to answer questions and things like that, you can call the library direct, too. What is the main number for the library there?
It's 575-622-7101.
Very good. And so if you need to know hours or if
any questions,
checking a book or renew a book, or if you're looking for a book, or what's, something from a kid, whatever it is, they can handle those questions for you.
Yes.
Good deal. Is there anything we missed?
No, I don't think so.
Good deal. Well, have a good weekend.
You too.
Take some breaks. I know it's about to get real busy for you here, so plenty of snow cones. Get you fueled up and ready for a busy summer here. And then, of course, public, your job is to make Tracy busy this next couple months by coming in and sign up for summer reading program. And
yes, we invite everyone in.
Yeah, come on in and have some fun with us. And that's because I think once you sign up, you're gonna. I'm telling you, you're going to be thankful because I know me and how I am today and where I got and why I'm full of useless information and things like that. I read a lot when I hit I didn't read much as a little kid, but once I turned teenager and I started finding my own books and things, I started really reading a bunch. And so I have a lot of stuff that's in my head that's things that either through stories, fictional stories, or biographies and history. You know, I'm a Civil War buff, so I read a lot of, I'm one of the few people as a teenager that read Ulysses S. Grant's memoirs as a 17-year-old kid. I mean, you read that now, most people get glassy-eyed. I was into it, so. But now granted, most people aren't going to be into that, but I remember reading science fiction-y books that were historical with science fiction, and because I wasn't so much, but I loved the history, but then the fact that they do what ifs on you, it's what if this happened? And I got really intrigued by that. Next thing you know, I'm starting reading book after book of similar stuff like that, and then I got into, I had a hot minute with the lawyer.
John Grisham.
Grisham. I've read all of his lawyer books. Not the ones where he gets about baseball or kids or nothing.
I like the lawyer ones.
But the lawyer books.
In Mississippi. I love those.
I've read all of those books. And I'll give you this. They don't butcher those movies too bad.
No.
A couple, they leave some important details. But for the most part, those follow pretty okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I can't. I'll tell you off air. But thank you, Tracy. As always,
welcome.
Appreciate it. And we'll see you here next time. Okay.
Okay.
Radio has landed on the all-new 106.5 FM KEND Roswell.
The Kremlin, not surprisingly, reacting negatively to word that the U.S. will be sending more military hardware to Ukraine. The BBC's Tim Ullman says advanced, longer-range rocket systems are part of the $700 million aid package.
Writing in the New York Times, President Biden said, "We have moved quickly to send Ukraine a significant amount of weaponry and ammunition so it can fight on the battlefield and be in the strongest possible position at the negotiating table." The weaponry includes the M142 high-mobility artillery rocket system, missiles that have a range of around 50 miles. US officials have been given assurances they won't be used to strike targets inside Russia.
Washington is, in the words of a Putin spokesman, deliberately and diligently pouring fuel into the fire. President Biden planning to sit down with congressional lawmakers. They'll talk about gun legislation. The White House says Mr. Biden has no plans to push for a gun law similar to one now being debated in Canada.
He supports a ban on sale of assault weapons and high-capacity magazines and expanded background checks to keep guns out of the dangerous hands. He does not support a ban on the sale of all handguns.
It's White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. Gas prices continue to climb, no end in sight. AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular hit a record $4.67 this morning, an increase of 48 cents the past month alone. The Justice Department asking a federal appeals court to strike down a judge's ruling lifting the mask mandate on planes and public transport. Wall Street stocks in positive territory. Right now, the Dow is up about 91 points. The NASDAQ Composite Index ahead 101 points, and the S&P 11 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Traffic, pedestrians, and joggers reappearing on the streets of China's largest city, Shanghai, amid the easing of a strict 2-month COVID lockdown that's drawn unusual protest over its heavy-handed implementation. The BBC's Robin Brandt.
It was supposed to last just over a week. A staggered lockdown, state media said, to lessen the impact on the economy. In the end, it lasted 65 days. But China's communist leaders insist it was necessary to lock down Shanghai, to contain an Omicron outbreak, to stick to President Xi Jinping's zero-COVID policy. The restrictions have been lifted as quickly as they were imposed. But more than 500,000 people here remain confined to their homes, still classified as living in sealed-off areas.
Authorities reporting just 15 new COVID cases in Shanghai today, down from a record high 20,000 in April. News and analysis, townhall.com. The root cause of so many of the mass shootings we've seen, there's a new poll on that, and what people think should be done about it.
Mental health problems are seen as a leading factor in mass shootings by young men, and voters overwhelmingly support so-called red flag laws to help prevent such tragedies. A new Rasmussen Reports national telephone and online survey finds that 40% of likely U.S. voters believe mental health is more to blame for mass shootings by young men in America, while 30% blame access to firearms. 10% think family problems are more to blame for the mass shootings, while another 10% blame social media. Only 4% think school problems are more to blame. Bernie Bennett reporting.
A divided Supreme Court has blocked a Texas law that aims to keep social media platforms from censoring users based on their viewpoints. The court voting in an unusual 5-4 alignment put the Texas law on hold while a lawsuit plays out in lower courts. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The deuce.
Of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Welcome to it. Cooler temps.
Yes.
Possibility of rain in the forecast.
Yes. Travel today, so I'm actually looking forward to the nicer temperatures.
Yeah. It was a little warm yesterday even.
It was not pleasant yesterday.
Not as bad as Saturday.
No.
Saturday was the worst.
No, Saturday was by far the worst. But it doesn't make yesterday's suck any better.
True. So, but nicer today.
Yes.
So, enjoy. Next couple days, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Till like Saturday. Then it gets bad again.
Yeah.
As far as temperatures. Although we got, like they say Wednesday or Friday, some of those storms might be doozies. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Fingers crossed. I'm really looking forward to getting a little moisture.
We just need the moisture. That's
I walked outside yesterday from the office, and I smelled like that petrichor smell in the air.
Yeah, like oh, is it gonna rain?
Like, is it raining? No, a water main burst a block down. That was making it smell like moisture. That's how little moisture we have here in Chaves County. A water main breaking a block down made it smell like rain in the area.
Everyone's like, oh!
It wet the ground.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there. So hopefully some of this moisture coming in this week will. We need a lot more of it.
Yeah,
but hopefully
sustained.
That's what.
You know what? Okay, I distinctly remember driving, and I know we're not in monsoon season yet.
Correct.
But it seems like last year's monsoon season was kind of a bust.
I slept since then. I got to remember. Maybe.
I have distinct memories of driving home from the 4th of July fireworks display here in Roswell with it pouring rain. And people like fleeing the fireworks display early because it started pouring rain.
Well, there was no fireworks last year.
No, I'm not talking about recently.
Okay.
This is like in my childhood memories.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to conjure memories of what rain is like now.
Oh, okay.
This is how bad it is for us. I'm trying to remember what's rain like. But I remember those massive storms, and for a while there we were doing really, really good with monsoon moisture, and it just seems like the last couple of years it's really been, pardon the pun, a wash.
Yeah. So hopefully get some this year. Start this week. Start up this week here, but we'll see.
Uh-huh.
When
does monsoon season start?
Officially?
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You had that knowledge.
It is summer.
My almanac brain tells me. Let's find out.
I would. I don't know. I'm guessing soon.
When does monsoon season start in
I don't know
New
if there
Mexico?
is there an official start date.
June 15th, so we're close.
Okay.
New Mexico and other areas across the Southwest are affected by the North American monsoon system, the NAMS, every summer. And the monsoon season is designated as the period lasting between June 15th and September 30th.
So there you go. So a couple weeks away. 2 weeks and a day. So we'll see.
Yep.
Maybe we can start early this week.
Yes.
Let me give you the rundown real quick for this hour. We'll get you up to date with the weather and all that here in just a little bit. We are scheduled to have the folks from the Roswell Refuge join us. But if they don't make it, my backup is to play our interview we had with the folks from the Roswell Literacy Council yesterday. They joined us for a few, and they're really back to full time doing what they do post-COVID here. So they're looking for more volunteers. They're looking actually for people in need right now. If there's folks out there, because with COVID and the virtual world and things like that, they're looking to say, hey, folks, if you need help, we're here. We're there. We're ready to.
We're everywhere.
We're ready to serve you.
That's
and
right.
So we talk a little bit about that.
You're beating the community over the head with books this morning. Library last hour, literacy this hour.
I guess so. I guess I just by default I'm thinking, it's important, these things.
Yeah.
Maybe people should listen up. Maybe it's deep in my subconscious.
I like it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I don't know why. Maybe I'll go subconscious, like rather than I just said, "Ooh, that'd be a good time frame to fit this interview."
maybe this is your platform, your new platform. Maybe you're the one who champions books here in Chavez County.
There you go.
Like everybody has that thing they champion, that platform they champion. Maybe this is yours.
Maybe.
There you go.
I don't know. I thought it was going to be
tacos. I know.
Goobers.
Me too. I was shooting for it.
It's goobers, but
what's your platform? Mostly fast food.
Yes.
It's a wide platform.
Sugary chocolate.
Yes.
Covering nuts. That's my platform.
My platform is mostly just finding out how many girls go for guys who go for great taste and goobers.
That's right. Never see anyone argue and fight when they have goobers in their hands.
Have you ever seen that work?
What's that?
Girls going for guys who go for great taste and goobers. In a real world scenario, you're trying to you're trying to like nail somebody down. Like, hey baby, how you doing? Want some goobers? And the box didn't make that sound. You make that sound with your mouth.
No.
I don't see it working.
No.
It's like say, I saw you from across the bar, and I couldn't help but think maybe.
Because I'm thinking every scenario.
You want some chocolate covered nuts?
That there was a lady involved in goobers. I either already had...
who cares about the lady? I've already got the goobers. I've got the good stuff.
That's right. I didn't need it. I guess I was either dating the person already, or if I offered.
You're in a scenario where the goobers themselves aren't going to sway your results one way or the other.
I think the reason they like me deep down is a couple things, but I think the fact that I'm a guy that goes for great tasting goobers just might be one of the things on the list of many, many things that I'm appealing.
I walked by you a second ago, and yeah, you smell like trash, and those jeans are ripped in places they shouldn't be ripped in, but Say, are those goobers?
Yeah. You never know.
You know, I go for those. It's my impression of a wanting female, by the way. That's all I got. Slightly higher tone.
When the female's wanting goobers, that's the best you got. Hi.
Hi.
Are those Bugle Boy jeans you're wearing?
Yes. Okay.
Goobers.
Oshkosh bagosh?
No, guess. I'm trying.
That's a
Levi's?
That's a Brady Bunch movie reference.
Is it?
Yeah. I like your jeans.
Original Brady Bunch or the sequel Brady Bunch movie?
No, the original Brady Bunch movie.
Movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Was Shelley Long in that one too? I feel like Shelley Long was in the Brady Bunch movie.
She might have been.
At least of one of them, or first
Let me
one.
See. Was she? She might have been the mom.
I'm thinking she might have been the mom in the.
That's Googleable.
Yeah, I feel like Shelley Long was involved with the Brady Bunch movie.
All right, the original Brady Bunch movie. I'm going to pull up the cast here. Shelley Long. I'll be darned. Yeah, she was Carol. Yeah, Florence. The original Carol played
By
Grandma.
Florence Henderson. Yeah. Oh, that's right. I was like, Florence Henderson was in that movie though. She was Grandma. That's right.
Yeah. Gary Cole played Dad or Mike Brady.
Yeah.
Oh. See, Christine Taylor from Hey Dude fame played Marsha Brady.
Okay.
Hey Dude was a.
She looks like Marsha, if I remember
She
right.
looked so much like Marsha.
Yeah, if I remember right, she looked a lot like Marsha.
And the only thing I remember from that movie was.
Is that the same girl that's in The Wedding Singer? That plays Drew Barrymore's friend?
Maybe.
Because I think the girl that plays Drew Barrymore's friend in The Wedding Singer.
I think Christine Taylor was in a lot of stuff back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
And that would be in that wheelhouse of time, I think.
I
think it's the same actress.
Pull up that IMDb. She was in The Wedding Singer, yeah.
Boom!
Dang. You're on point today, sir.
This is what my brain is filled with.
Yeah, this is why we don't know math. She's also Ben Stiller's wife, but that's beside the point.
I just learned something today.
Not currently, she was, but
I just learned something. I was having a Top Gun conversation with Roy.
Were you?
Early, I was. And, of course, Jennifer Connelly
That's what I was about.
plays the love interest in Top Gun.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was about to say. Is I warmed him up with the Jennifer Connelly.
Gotcha.
But, so I Wikipedia'd up Jennifer Connelly because we were talking about what kind of she was famous for. And I'm like, I don't know, she did a bunch of stuff in the 80s and 90s and all that. But the factoid I learned is she's married to Paul Bettany.
Really?
Yeah. She's married to Paul Bettany. I did not know that.
I did
Jennifer
not know.
Connelly is married to Paul Bettany, who, if you don't know, Marvel fame, he plays
Vision.
Vision. I was like, what's that red dude's name? Vision. He plays Vision in the Marvel movies, but he's been in a bunch of other stuff. Knight's Tale is one of the first things I remember seeing Paul Bettany in.
Wow.
Knight's Tale. He was he was part of their little group. He was the not the muse. What's the term? He was like the announcer for like he would introduce the knights into his knight into the ring.
Right. She was the hot chick in Career Opportunities. I forgot about that. That movie like altered me as a boy. Like as a young lad watching that movie, I'm like, I know what I'm into now.
Yeah. Okay.
I forgot about that. I have to go back and rewatch Career Opportunities. That was a great movie.
And to be honest, I was watching the whole Top Gun movie, and I'm like, that looks like Jennifer Connelly, but
she's got it together still. I mean,
well, I'm used to seeing her on Snowpiercer now because that's the more modern thing I've seen her in.
Okay.
And she looks way different in Top Gun.
In a dystopian future.
Well, I mean, they like her hair's pulled back, and she looks more like a scientist, and where she's trying to look like a bar owner, more like a hot
This
lady.
is why I
you know?
argue that,
and so it was different. She was done up,
Hot mom.
But yeah, I was just like, because it looks like her, but she looks younger. And then sure enough, in the credit, Jennifer Connelly. I thought that was her, and I was like, they dolled her up for Top Gun compared to seeing her in Snowpiercer all the time.
This is the argument that I will make that women are the true shapeshifters.
Yeah,
because they can go from looking like just run-of-the-mill scientist to dang, and just like 2 hours with like a good makeup chair and a stylist. Oh no.
Well, we can be dang, but it's the wrong kind of dang.
That's dang.
Dang.
She was also in The Rocketeer when she was young.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That's
but
right.
Good movie.
But I was going to say something that just shot right out of my head. Never mind.
And the Hulk, 2003 one.
The Ang Lee one?
That's the bad Hulk.
Terrible Hulk?
Yeah.
That's a horrible Hulk. I, to this day, have not gotten through that.
I can't. No, I can't.
I'm pretty sure it ruined Eric Bana's career.
It was a bad time for the CGI, too.
Like, Eric Bana was kind of up and coming then. And then he did that Hulk movie, and all of a sudden, we see, like, Eric Bana, like, in a supporting cast movie. And now I can't remember the last thing I've seen Eric Bana in something relevant. Like, he was, you know what I'm talking about? Do you even remember who Eric Bana is?
I know who Eric Bana is, but he went into obscurity. He went the Josh Hartnett route after that.
Yeah, exactly. But I think the Hulk did it. Like, that was his high water mark. Yeah.
Once we figured out that Ruffalo played a better Hulk, I mean...
I think
Ed Norton played a better Hulk.
Ed Norton did play a better Hulk.
I think Eric Bana was stolen or was robbed of his opportunity because I think he's a good Bruce
I'm
Banner.
not saying he's a bad actor. He's a good actor and all that, but I think that movie ruined his career.
Yeah.
I think because after that we stopped seeing Eric Bana in things relevant.
Right.
I think he showed up in a movie or two as like a supporting, but not the main dude anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then now I don't even know what Eric Bana's done recently.
Well, the good news is scientists last week discovered a new phenomenon where underwater volcanoes happen in certain areas, and sharks have evolved to live in the water that's superheated around these volcanoes. They've termed it Sharkano. I'm 100% positive that Sci-Fi is going to launch a movie franchise starring Tara Reid, so I'm pretty sure Eric Bana will find work for the next decade.
I was wondering where the
so.
Eric Bana reference
Oh,
was
no, I
coming
was
here.
getting there. I was like,
where's Eric Bana coming into this?
because
Eric Bana.
Sharkano is absolutely going to be a movie. 100% it's going to be a bad movie with David Hasselhoff, Tara Reid.
So in real life, are these sharks that, like, if they leave the area, it's like, ooh, that water's chilly. Let's get back to our...
Yeah.
Is that basically
It's like
what's going on?
if you pee in the water, it attracts these specific sharks.
Okay.
Yeah. So just, fair warning. Don't pee in the ocean.
I feel like that's some kind of health thing.
There's probably a...
Like, if you're drawing sharks by peeing in the water because they think
you should probably get
your
checked out.
pee's like volcano lava, maybe you should talk to a doctor. Ask your provider.
If the heat level is attracting volcano sharks, talk to your doctor.
Maybe. Just a thought. All right, let's do this. I have not heard from anybody from the refuge, so let's do this. Let's get you up to date with the weather and all that. We're going to play our interview we had yesterday with the Literacy Council in just a few. But first, let's take a look at that weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine to start things off today. We'll be hitting the upper 80s to mid 90s, and some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible. Some of those storms could have damaging wind and hail around the Roswell area. Scattered showers overnight, and we'll drop into the upper 50s, and then a few more showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday. Much cooler with our high staying in the mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 73 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 53%. Winds are currently out of the north at 14 miles per hour. Actually, today's one of those days where it's probably going to be a little windier this morning than it is this afternoon, just a little bit. But we do have rain chances and cooler temps. We are looking at a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms this afternoon. Mostly sunny today with a high of 85. Winds will be out of the north this morning, 15 to 20, but this afternoon they'll drop down 10 to 15. Tonight, our chance of showers and thunderstorms bumps up to 50%. They say mostly cloudy, overnight low of 59 degrees. Winds out of the north, 15 to 20. They're saying expect less than a tenth unless we actually get like a thunderstorm moving through the area. Thursday, we're looking at a 20% chance of some rain. They're saying a slight chance in the morning and then a chance in the afternoon as well. So all day tomorrow. Cloudy with a high of only 77. Winds will be out of the north 10 to 15 miles per hour. Thursday night, our chance of rain's at 30%, mainly before midnight. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of 61 degrees. Winds be out of the south 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, we are looking at a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. They're talking mainly in the AM, but they say some of these storms could be severe. partly cloudy. Highs back in the upper 80s, 87 on Friday with south winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday night, we're also looking at a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly cloudy, overnight low of 60. And then warming back up for the weekend. Saturday, mostly sunny and 96, sunny and 100 on Sunday. All right, it is 23 minutes after 8 o'clock. We're going to take a commercial break, about a 3-minute break here, and then we're going to play our interview we had with the folks from the Roswell Literacy Council yesterday. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
J. Block for governor. J. Block, conservative, veteran, leader. J. Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. J. Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for J Block.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix. Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem, we'll ease your fears. We got experience nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
You can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From May 16th through June 19th, get up to $140 in rebate savings on BF Goodrich tires with installation purchase, or get up to $140 in rebate savings on Michelin tires from May 23rd through June 19th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 where permitted. Void where prohibited. For further details on use and restrictions thereof, see BigOTires.com. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
Join Hot New Country 92.9 The Brand and Fiero 106.1 FM for a special live broadcast this Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Carlsbad Public Library for Música Buena, featuring performances by Flamenco in Nuevo Mexico, Así se baila ballet. Enjoy food trucks, vendors, and more. And we'll be on hand with hot dogs, ice-cold Pepsis, and lots of great surprises. So join us this Wednesday from 3 to 6 p.m. at the Carlsbad Public Library for Música Buena, 101 South Halagueno in Carlsbad. See you there with The Brand.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've convinced yourself it's warm enough to swim in your pool for the first time this season, even if the temperature still carries a hint of fading cold. Who cares? You've paid your winter dues. With hours inside and too much pie, it's time to open your pool. Barbecues, suntans, and games of Marco Polo. Here you come. The only question is, how ready is your pool? It has been waiting patiently for this day too, ready to make your neighbors drool. If you rely on BioGuard products, get ready to slap on some sunscreen and fire up the grill. Not only does BioGuard provide simple solutions, they also have expert dealers who can help you be the best pool owner you can be. Because when your eyes sparkle at the side of your pool, they should always return the favor. Visit your BioGuard dealer at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, and start the season off right.
We cut to order, special order, products sold and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The Goodyear Rubber Company researched and concluded that shoes wear out faster on the right foot than on the left. To fix this, just walk backwards for half the day. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Literacy Council, Larry Martin and David Heck back with us. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing? How's life treating you right now?
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Had a good weekend and got to spend some time with family and doing,
even have a girlfriend.
Check that out. Very good. Well, for folks that aren't familiar, of course, we've talked to the folks from Literacy Council a bunch on here on the show, but the title does kind of explain a lot. Roswell Literacy Council. That's exactly what the Literacy Council there. It's to help people become literate, whether it's whether they have zero literacy skills, whether they maybe have some, whether they're looking for a high school equivalency, a diploma, or English as a second language, that kind of stuff. You help folks with all of that stuff, and all of it's free of charge too. By the way, that's
correct.
If someone is looking to better themselves, becoming literate, you walk through the doors of the Literacy Council. Everything they're going to do for you doesn't cost you one dime. It's as long as you're willing to make the effort to learn the stuff, they're going to be there to make sure you to help you do that. So that's kind of in a nutshell what you guys pretty much. I know there's through other things you do stuff, but that's pretty much what the Literacy Council does.
That's what we do.
Good deal. So what's I know you guys got hampered with COVID, but have kind of opened back up and doing things. What's going on now? Are you guys back to pre-COVID levels, or is it still COVID issues? You're dealing with some of those kind of things.
Most of the people that needed our help or wanted our help have dissipated. They're gone. So we're here today basically to say, hey, we're available now.
The doors are open. Come on in. Let us help you.
We have someone on the phone. We are a nonprofit. We don't have a lot of money, and we don't spend a lot. So our times are limited, but we will have someone on the phone Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 1 to 5, those 3 days.
Okay.
If you have a situation where you'd like to get tutored or you want to volunteer your tutoring, which we can use volunteers.
Like you said, you need folks to come through the doors, but at the same time, you can always use more people to be available to help tutor. The more people, then the less work there. And
absolutely.
Obviously, you work around folks' schedules, so a lot of the volunteer work probably happens afternoons, weekends, nights. When people are available. So. You don't have a stable of volunteers that are free all of those times. No. So it's nice to have, this person's available on Tuesdays to do this. This person's available on Thursdays. So even if you've got it 1 day a week or a couple hours a week to help out, that would be awesome. So please reach out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We will help people reach American citizenship. We did that last year for 2 people.
Awesome.
And that's kind of very interesting, and we used to tutor at the Youth Challenge, but they will probably start that up in August.
Yeah, they had to really lock down for COVID and things, and they're starting to peek their head out of the hole now and looking and getting back to normal. So yeah, you guys will probably be busy back over there again pretty soon. Yeah. So that's a good thing. Yeah, good deal. So let me ask you this: back pre-COVID and stuff, you guys would always have the Knowledge Bowl and stuff like that. Is that on the radar again?
Well, we're looking to do it in probably October after school gets going.
Good.
Get out of their hair.
Well, good. Well, we look forward to that. We'll bring it back here after taking a little bit of a hiatus because of COVID.
Yeah, we'd like to promote it to every organization. Any 5 people who feel like they want to help or get smart on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, and it's fun.
Yeah,
it really
absolutely.
And to be honest, it's not like you're asking to go out and run a mile or you know what I mean. It's like come do a 5K fun run. It's like I ain't fun about running, but I will sit there and pontificate and act. You know what I mean? You improve how smart I am. And that's what it is. It's as much bragging, right? Because we'll talk more as we get here in October. But put it on people's radars now. They get teams of how many is on the team?
Up to 5.
Up to 5.
Yeah, if you're really smart, you could be the only one. But,
sure. Yeah, you can have one if you. But it is a team. Team sport, and no I in team and all that stuff. But yeah, if you were one of those people that kind of I'm full of knowledge but really the expert move is you got a team of 5. You get 5 experts and 5, and hopefully you got your sports person, you got your
teenager.
You got your teenager for pop culture. You got your history buff. You got, ideally you want to have like all your bases covered. So you're but you should basically have an expert in every category of questions that are about. But anyway, it's a big knowledge bowl that raises money for the Literacy Council. But we'll get into that here. But that'll be in the fall. But if you love that kind of stuff, be listening because here in probably, like you said, October time frame, they're going to have that knowledge bowl again, and it's a great time to for bragging rights and supporting the Literacy Council and all that good stuff, and win some prizes.
In the past, the Eagles and the Lions and the Sertoma have had members.
Yeah,
and each one of those won in 1 year. So
you got to dethrone them.
Yeah,
someone's got to come in and dethrone them. So
and we get most of our money from United Way, which is not a lot, but it's nice. But we don't spend a lot of money. So
sure.
we operate on the cheap. We have our own building. We have computers. We can tutor. about any subject if we get a tutor who knows what he or she is talking about.
So really, probably your big expense is the materials, right? Is the workbooks and all the stuff that you guys use to tutor these individuals and things like that. So that's where really the money goes, is all the, which, if you ever bought learning materials, it's not cheap. It's kind of like, like when you go to college and you got to buy the professor's book and it's $200. You know why it's $200? Because they're not selling that book unless you buy it for the class. That's why if there was an audience for that book, you could buy it for $10.99 at the bookstore. But because it's a niche market, it's kind of the deal there. So you're dealing with a little bit of that. That's why the materials and things are very proprietized and expensive and stuff like that. So, like you say, don't spend a lot of money, but where it goes into that, a lot of it. So if you want to help financially, that's a good way too. That'll always help go towards paying for more materials or updated materials, or because I'm sure it's like any other industry where the materials evolve and change over time, and how we taught it 10 years ago is different than how we teach it now.
Well, we have GED books. They're pretty standard.
Gotcha.
If someone wants to get a GED, we can go through the book, find out what they don't know.
Which, by the way, if you don't have that, you're really, I'm telling you, you probably already learned this lesson yourself, but it's really hard to get anywhere without that GED. And, it's, unless you're an entrepreneur and can start your own thing, odds are you're going to be minimum wage, bare minimum type jobs until you get that GED, and that gets your foot in the door for either further education or into those jobs that are more family supporting career type jobs, and things like that. So, but if you have these issues, please reach out. This is because and a lot of the folks that come to your door, they can read, but maybe not at the levels of which, maybe, depending on their age, maybe they're older and, they're farmer ranchers. And so their education kind of stopped 6th, 7th grade or something like that. And so they're not reading at a level that they should be at. And so you can help those folks with all of that stuff. That's what we want to, if you're having those kind of issues, or if you're needing a GED, or you're wanting to learn English and tired of functioning in society, trying to understand everybody, reach out to the Literacy Council. Let's get that ball rolling. Let's even if it's baby steps, put yourself in that direction to better yourself, and utilize resources like the Literacy Council to do that. These are the things that we live in a world where, people want to help, people want things, but you still have to take the first step forward. You have to be, because at the end of the day, you guys could give them all the material in the world, but if they're not willing to open the book and read it, or you know what I mean, you've got to put that effort in. So that's what I love about this, because I'm thinking people that come through your doors, they probably tried it their own way a few times, and it probably didn't go well and things like that. So if you're thinking, I couldn't handle it before, come reach out to Literacy Council. Let those resources, let the volunteers, let all the stuff, the expertise that's there, work for you, instead of you trying to do it on your own, or doing it, or because that, I would imagine too, you probably have people that are frustrated and maybe they tried but they didn't succeed, or they gave up, or it just got too hard, whatever. If you've hit that wall, don't quit. Reach out to the Literacy Council.
Absolutely.
Reach out to the Literacy Council. Maybe you're this close, and we just need a little something to kind of make the light bulb come on for you. It's that's all it takes. But that's what it's about. Now, as far as tutors go, too, again, you don't have to be like a college professor to be a tutor to help out. I mean, obviously, if you know how to read, and these are things you want, but sure, if there's retired teachers and educators out there, love to have you volunteer. But just because you're not that doesn't mean you can't be a tutor, right? I mean, that's something we want to point out too.
Well, I'm an engineer. I wasn't a teacher, although I subbed a few times.
Sure.
But I do math, and out at the Youth Challenge, I have maybe an hour, 2 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. So that's two guys, who need help, who may not even know how to do multiplication tables, who either flunked out of high school or quit.
Sure.
And by the way, the Youth Challenge is probably one of the very best investments this state can make. I guarantee you. It keeps a lot of kids out of jail.
Well, what I like about it too is it gives, humans don't learn the same way. You know what I mean? And you have kids that succeed in school, but then there's kids that, they're learning, they just don't embrace that, or it doesn't register. And I think Job Corps does a good job of bringing those kids in and saying, you know what, the traditional paths don't work for you. Let's try something a little out of the box here. And so they're training these kids and give them the same qualifications and skills, but presenting it in ways that they understand, or they get, or they can put practice to it. They're learning them They're learning them skills there, but no, they're teaching them, these skills that will translate into something tangible that they can. And I think there's a difference there when they get to that stage, and they can see, okay, I'm learning something that's actually going to benefit me. It's not something in theory or in concept, or you know what I mean? Right. It's like, why do I need to learn this calculus? When am I going to use calculus? And it's like, well, on the surface you don't, but let me show you how you apply it, and then you start doing things. Say you're going to be at this job, that you're going to, and once they see it that way, they're like, okay, now that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. If you go into any engineering, you need to know some calculus.
Yeah.
Just in the back of your mind, you don't. Let's face it. With all computers nowadays, most of the work is done.
Sure.
But you got to know what's going on to verify it.
Well, and a computer breaks from time to time.
Right.
That still happens.
So do people.
And the most inconvenient times, by the way. It's like, I don't need to learn math. Because when I was a kid, it was like, there's a calculator. Why do I need to learn my times table? I got a calculator right here.
Right.
No, not all the time is that calculator going to be handy to you. And you want to figure out something real quick, or are you going to sit there and wait till you get a calculator? Or are you going to do some ciphering in your head? And most of us do ciphering in our head.
Yeah.
So. But it does. It really. So you're right about Job Corps. I love what they're doing. It's great to see that they're finally able to start getting back to the business of doing Job Corps again. So I imagine, like you said earlier, you guys are probably going to be a lot more involved in some of their stuff.
Well, we think so, but we'll find out.
Yeah, good deal. So in the meantime, if you're needing help, assistance, if you're trying to get, and this is for, there's no age requirements here.
It's mostly adults, but we'll take children.
Sure.
Basically teenagers. I
think. If kids that aren't like, young adults, we'll go with that, right? The kids are more mature, and you can leave them by themselves for a little bit to be educated and things. Not the age of kids where we got to take them to potty, we got to take them to, you know what I mean? Not that age. We got other tutors who can help. But for adults and things like that, or high school kids, if you need help there, or especially high school kids, if you're studying for SATs and ACTs and all that, I know there's a lot of resources. Can't hurt to have another one in the party here to help out a little bit and let you go over some of this stuff and get you prepared for some of these college prep type things and whatever resource, especially with COVID and where some of your resources dried up. Let's find some new resources, and let's find some other resources. And the Literacy Council absolutely is that resource for you. So,
and it's free.
And it's free of charge. Every service that's provided through the Literacy Council does not cost any of its members a dime. It's all free of charge. So that being said, for folks out there that love what the Literacy Council does and loves seeing those kind of things in our community, support it either financially or physically. By cut a check, and that helps pay for materials, or donate an hour or two or a week or a day or two a week or whatever you can afford time-wise, and sit down with some of our folks here and spend an hour showing what maybe you're a math teacher, maybe you're a bank teller, and you're like, oh, you know what, I deal with money all day and things. I would be glad to teach some math to some of these folks. Or I'm writing grants and stuff all day. Let's work on some of these English skills and some of the writing skills and some of these folks. Things you do in your day job can easily translate into intuitable teaching skills and some of this stuff and translating into that. So please volunteer. What else we got? Did we get it all?
Well, I didn't mention our building is located on 10th Street between Union and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
And it's available, like I said, someone will be there from 1 to 5, or just say noon to 5.
Noon to 5.
On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
So you can just come on in.
If I get this myself.
So you can come on in between noon and 5 those 3 days,
Yes.
anytime, and talk to a live person there.
Right.
What's the phone number over there if they want to, if they
Well,
can't
I
make
have,
it or want to leave a voicemail?
575-625-1369.
Okay. And so call, and if you don't get a live person, leave a voicemail, and they'll get back to you when business hours are there.
Leave a message anytime.
Yeah, and then of course you can look for Roswell Literacy Council on Facebook. There's Facebook and everything in there, so you can shoot a message through there, and someone will get back to you as well too. So that's another great way to reach out if you have any questions or have any want to volunteer or need services. Any way to get to there. So good deal. Did we get it all?
Well, I want to make sure everyone realizes we came down here today basically to promote it, but also to encourage new volunteers, tutors. We can use more.
Always can have more.
And we also want to encourage students, people who want to learn something. Mostly adults, and we get a lot of English as a second language people who are trying to learn English. That makes sense.
But anyone that's looking to better themselves, whether it's formally or informally, maybe you're retired and I don't know, I know a lot of times parents are trying to teach their kids and things and like, well, you don't know it. Make that deal with your kids. Like, all right, you go through it, I'll go through with you. You know what I mean? And use it as a challenge for your own kids. All of this is good stuff. So please. And then, like I said, if you got an hour or two a week to donate to help someone become literate, if you've got whatever it is, now that the summer's getting here, people's times and schedules are, some are freeing up, some are shifting to other things. But if you're looking, maybe even some college kids that are looking to, maybe they're going to go to be teachers and things like that, maybe volunteer this summer at the Literacy Council to help, educate some of these other folks and use this as some of your training towards your goals and dreams and pursuits. So reach out. It's opportunities are there. And I'll kind of close with this. You're going to get more benefit out of doing things like this. Like the world we live in, it's easy to get frustrated and get, seeing things and just shake your head at what's going on. But then you spend an hour with someone and help them see a light bulb about a moment, or you have that moment where you're just sitting down and next thing you know, a person you were dealing with is now proficient in some math thing or can write a paragraph now that is structured properly and is cognizant and clear and they didn't have that ability and you helped them do that. I'm telling you, that feeds your own soul and feeds your own nourishment too, because now you feel like you've got purpose, you feel like you've made a difference, you're making an impact on someone's life, and that feels pretty good when you do that. So if you're looking to maybe, you're having your own, wanting to get involved and feeling a little like out of the loop on some things, volunteer, come out and get involved and help some people, and you're going to find yourself benefiting from it as much, if not more, than the people you're helping sometimes. So reach out. Good deal. Well, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Let me give that phone number
one more time. Give out that phone number for me. Yeah.
575, which is pretty normal, and 625-1369.
Very good. And call if you call during business hours, you get a person. But if you don't, you get the voicemail. Leave a message. They will get back to you as soon as humanly possible.
We have a lot of volunteers that are willing to do that.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Well, David, Larry, appreciate it. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, I'll be brushing up on my knowledge, my useless information. I'll be an encyclopedia.
Well, you were there last time, so you know how much fun it was.
It was. I think we came in second that year. We did. Our team did. So, but we were pretty good. We had a bunch of useless knowledge people sitting there, too. So, thank
That's
you,
right.
guys.
You got a guy who the only thing he knows is sports. So what? Bring him on.
That's right. Bring him on.
Yeah.
Hey, there's going to be at least one or two questions. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
So, thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Okay.
For joining us this hour. Here's a look at what we are following. Both Carlsbad and Artesia have now enacted bans on certain fireworks as the drought worsens throughout the region. The Carlsbad ordinance had actually been on the books for the past 10 years at least, prohibiting the use of aerial and ground audible fireworks. The City Council extended that ban in a vote last week. That same day, May 24th, the City of Artesia enacted a similar ban, according to Mayor John Henry, in a Facebook post. He said firework vendors in the City of Artesia must abide by rules and regulations once sales begin. Eddy County Sheriff's Lieutenant Amy Dugas is organizing a fundraiser for crime victims and survivors later this year. Dugas oversees the department's grants and funding actions, so the activity is not new to her. She's planning the fundraiser to benefit the Cavern City Advocacy Center and the Foundry Home in Carlsbad. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine to start things off today. We'll be hitting the upper 80s to mid 90s, and some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible. Some of those storms could have damaging wind and hail around the Roswell area. Scattered showers overnight, and we'll drop into the upper 50s, and then a few more showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday. Much cooler with our high staying in the mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Hey, New Mexico. Experiencing issues keeping your office technology up to date with these crazy supply chain issues? Well, DSI is here to help. We've diversified our products and solutions to help your business not just survive, but thrive in any situation. Have your teams collaborate and share with high-def video walls and interactive smart panels. With free unlimited support, the fear of any new technology is a thing of the past. Contact DSI today to upgrade your workspace. www.dsinm.com.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The all-state softball teams have been announced, and we want to congratulate the selectees from our area. First of all, let's start in Class 5A, where Talissa Espinosa from Roswell was picked as a second-teamer. She's a senior for the Coyotes, and she was picked at the catcher position. For Dexter, you had 4 girls that were picked as all-state, 3 of them first-teamers. Zoe Neal Stewart, she's a senior for the Demons at a catcher position, first-teamer. Jasmine Duran, also for the first team, she's a junior infielder. And Nayeli Kobos from Dexter as an outfielder. She was selected first-team. Second-team selection, Emily Salas from Dexter at pitcher, and Emily's only a sophomore this year. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Biden had a sit-down with Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell at the White House. Biden's latest effort to show his dedication to containing the 8.3% leap in consumer prices over the past year. Rising gas and food costs have angered many Americans. Like the president, the Fed wants to slow inflation without knocking the U.S. economy into recession. It was a troubling Memorial Day weekend for U.S. air travelers, and the headaches may continue. U.S. Airlines canceled more than 2,800 flights from Thursday through Monday, or about 2% of their schedules. That's according to the tracking service FlightAware. The average price for a gallon of gas in the United States hit $4.62 on Tuesday. That's up 52% from a year ago. Now, there are 7 states with an average of $5 or more for a gallon of gas, and many others hovering just around $5. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is Luis Sanchez, your Republican candidate for Congress in New Mexico's 1st District. I grew up in Albuquerque in a small little trailer in the South Valley and was the first person in my family to go to college and live the American dream. I've worked in the medical field for 28 years and am one of the owners of Caliber's indoor shooting ranges. I'm running for Congress because I see that American dream slipping away from the next generation. Socialists like Melanie Stansbury and AOC have inflation out of control in this country, and we have the highest unemployment rate in the nation. And those radical socialists won't stop until our country is ruined. In Congress, I'll uphold our conservative values, fight for all of our freedoms, just like I did when the governor tried to shut down New Mexico's small businesses. I am asking for your vote early or on June 7th. I'll work hard to protect your constitutional rights, secure our elections, and fight for real immigration reform to secure our borders. It's time to take our state and country back. I'm Luis Sanchez, and I approve this message. Paid for by Sanchez for New Mexico.
This is the moment you've been waiting for. You've convinced yourself it's warm enough to swim in your pool for the first time this season, even if the temperature still carries a hint of fading cold. Who cares? You've paid your winter dues. With hours inside and too much pie, it's time to open your pool. Barbecues, suntans, and games of Marco Polo. Here you come. The only question is, how ready is your pool? It has been waiting patiently for this day too, ready to make your neighbors drool. If you rely on BioGuard products, get ready to slap on some sunscreen and fire up the grill. Not only does BioGuard provide simple solutions, they also have expert dealers who can help you be the best pool owner you can be. Because when your eyes sparkle at the side of your pool, they should always return the favor. Visit your BioGuard dealer at Mays Lumber, 115 South Virginia in Roswell, and start the season off right.
We cut to order, special order, products sold and new. You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end.
The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell introduced the original cookies and cream ice cream. So every time you dig into that familiar creamy vanilla ice cream that's loaded with chunks of chocolate cream cookies, you can say thanks. You're more than welcome.
The good old days are being made right now.
The good old days are being made right now.
Bluebell ice cream at Walgreens stores and Albertsons United Supermarkets.
J Block for governor. J Block, conservative, veteran, leader. J Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. J Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for J Block.
You know what happens in the spring. It's cleanup time. And AC&B, HF Sinclair, Navajo Refining, and the Boy Scouts are at it again to help clean up our community. The Scouts will come to your house and haul off items that you need to dispose of and have no way of hauling. The dates for pickup are May 28th, June 4, and June 11. Just call 575-513-0143 and let me know when, where, and what. Take advantage of this free service and let's make Artesia clean and beautiful.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things. You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it. We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers. We are normal people just like you. But our part-time service in the Army National Guard means we get to be more. When our communities are in need, we get the chance to stand up and do something about it. We get to serve in our own region and help the people we call neighbors. Whether they are in the mountains of New Mexico, the plains of Nebraska and Kansas, the ranches of Oklahoma and Texas, the farmlands of Missouri and Arkansas, or the bayous of Louisiana, we are here for our hometowns. And together, we can make a difference. Take on your legacy. Visit NationalGuard.com to find out more.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Linen can absorb up to 20 times its weight in moisture before it feels damp. Now, you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom anymore. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 56 minutes after 8 o'clock. Let me ask you a question. How's your cybersecurity at your business doing? Your business think you're pretty protected? Do you think so? Well, maybe you're not as protected as you think. Well, good news. There is someone that can help you with that. Sunstate Technology Group knows that there is so much to consider when building smart, scalable, and secure business IT solutions. That's why it's more important than ever to have a seasoned IT partner at your side to help you understand your options. Keep it cost-effective, guide you through changes, and set you up for long-term success. Well, since 2007, Sunstate Technology Group has offered businesses, schools, municipalities, reliable IT support, computer network consulting, voice over internet protocol, VoIP, and other business IT solutions. So let the team at Sun State Tech design, implement, and support IT solutions that will improve your business's efficiency. Your business IT should increase efficiency, boost productivity, and reduce overhead. Stay ahead of cybercrime, data backups, failing equipment, and all of that. Start by visiting sunstatetech.com today. Again, that's sunstatetech.com and get a free no-obligation technology assessment today. Again, that's sunstatetech.com. Check it out, and let's make sure your business is secure. And really, if you're, especially, they love working with small businesses, things like that. And so you can let them focus on your IT and security needs. You focus on your product. They do a real good job. Check out sunstatetech.com today. Stay tuned. Next hour, we got a busy hour for you. We're going to have, first off, let me grab my paper. It fell on the floor. First off, next hour, we're going to have the folks from the Chaves County 4-H shooting sports team. They competed in the 4-H state championships in May, and they brought some hardware home. They got some trophies, high point team and small bore pistols. So we're going to talk all about the championship and some of the things they did, and talk some shooting sports 4-H with them next hour. Also next hour, we're going to be having Lori Schatz visit us with the Roswell Kiwanis Club and get an update from them as well. So we're going to get all that in next hour. We'll talk with the 4-H folks first, and then about 9:30 or so, we'll talk with Lori from the Kiwanis Club. So we got a full hour for you next hour. Of course, if you miss any part of our show, don't forget you can always check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com. Click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel. You'll find it there. If you like to go to other places to find it, we have other places. You can go to our YouTube channel. Just look for 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM on Facebook, or our Roswell's Talk FM, on Facebook and on YouTube. So you can find it both there. The YouTube, it's Roswell's Talk FM on YouTube, and then 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM on Facebook. So we got them both covered there for you. You can check out anytime you want. And then through our app as well. Just look for Roswell's Talk FM app in your smartphones and app stores and all that. All right, it is 9 o'clock. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Arousal, New Mexico. We'll be back on the other side of news. Don't go away.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Several weeks after President Biden unveiled a plan to bring down gas prices, yet another record high at the pump. The AAA national average for a gallon of regular sits at a record $4.67 this morning. Vladimir Putin is not at all happy about this. The Kremlin voicing displeasure with the Biden administration decision to send cutting-edge weaponry to Ukraine.
Writing a guest essay in the New York Times, President Biden confirmed his decision to send the advanced rocket systems. However, he doesn't want the arms to hit targets deep inside Russia and trigger an escalation in the war. The Ukrainians have assured U.S. officials they will not fire rockets into Russian territory, but a Kremlin spokesman accused the U.S. of pouring fuel on the fire. Greg Clugston, Washington.
The Uvalde, Texas School District Police Chief is not talking about what went down during the elementary school massacre.
The Texas Department of Public Safety says they want to talk to Pete Arredondo, who was in charge, about why he waited over an hour while parents and officers from other law enforcement agencies wanted to go into the school and students inside were calling 911. The director of DPS said that was the wrong decision, believing the gunman was barricaded inside and children were not at risk. Arredondo has not responded to multiple requests for comment from the Associated Press. At one point, a man answering the door at his home told a reporter for us he was indisposed and that the truth will come out. I'm Julie Walker.
A Texas social media law has been put on hold by the U.S. Supreme Court. The law aimed at keeping social media platforms from censoring users based on their viewpoints. The court voting to suspend the Texas statute while a lawsuit plays out in the lower courts. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is down 192 points, the Nasdaq off 19. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Where are your family's old film reels, videotapes, and photos? Are they sitting in dusty shoeboxes and neglected bins at risk of completely fading away? Digitizing your aging media with Legacy Box is the safe and easy way to preserve and pass down your family's legacy. Simply send your Legacy Box kit filled with old home movies and pictures. Legacy Box does the rest, converting your moments to DVD or digital. Legacy Box has been trusted by over 1 million families and has over 10,000 five-star reviews. Be your family's hero. Unlock the memories trapped on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm reels. Experience the joy and excitement of rewatching your wedding day, baby's first steps, and Christmas mornings. Feel relief knowing all those cherished moments are safe from fires and water damage. The Legacy Box Father's Day event is happening now. Go to legacybox.com/LBox to save 50%. Legacy Box is great for your family or as a gift for dad. That's legacybox.com/LBox for 50% off. legacybox.com/LBox.
Strict limits on water use taking effect for millions of Californians. People in the Central Valley, they've struggled with restrictions for quite a while now, say it's time for those in the major metro areas to do their part.
NASA, which monitors changing water levels, is warning the western United States is now entering one of the worst droughts ever seen. Warmer temperatures combined with less rainfall and snow is causing reservoirs like Lake Mead on the Arizona-Nevada border to dry up. 25 million people across 3 states and Mexico are dependent on the reservoir for water. But with the so-called mega drought now in its 23rd year, it is only 30% full. Farmers are already feeling the pain.
And that's the BBC's Sophie Long. Polling places open in Denmark as voters decide whether to abandon their country's 30-year-old opt-out from the European Union's common defense policy, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. News and analysis at townhall.com. Texas Governor Greg Abbott issuing a disaster declaration for Uvalde, reeling in the aftermath of the school shooting that left 19 youngsters and 2 adults dead.
The declaration, quote, will accelerate all available state and local resources to assist the Uvalde community, as well as suspend regulations that would prevent, hinder, or delay necessary action in coping with the aftermath of the tragic shooting, according to the governor's office. More specifically, it will continue to allow the Texas Division of Emergency Management to use all of its resources to respond to the shooting, including providing a temporary facility to serve as a, quote, family resource center for those seeking mental health services and other resources. Bernie Bennett reporting.
A federal judge is set to preside over an important hearing for John Hinckley, the man who shot President Reagan in 1981 and is on the verge of being released from all remaining restrictions. Again on Wall Street, the Dow down 207 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel witch and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Crazy girls.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Wednesday. Hope you all having a wonderful day.
Temperature-wise, it's going to be a fantastic one.
It is? Got rain chances and everything else?
Yes.
Hey, I know you always say that Facebook puts out their happy birthdays at the 8 o'clock hour.
8 or 9, it varies.
I think it's 9 today because I just got a notification right before I introduced this hour. One Nellie Daniels celebrating a birthday today. Remember Nellie?
Of course I remember
From
Nellie.
Our
I still talk to Miss Nellie.
Yeah, I see her every once in a while around town and things. Many moons ago, when Sean and I did the back in the Mix 106 days. We did the morning show there. Nellie Daniel worked, at the time it was called the Labor Department still.
Yeah.
It wasn't New Mexico Workforce Connections Department, the Labor Department. But she worked for the Labor Department. She was kind of a job recruiter.
Yeah, she would
I don't know her official title, but that's what she did.
Well, she was the student liaison, I believe. Was her
the
exact
high
title.
school.
Because that's actually where I met her, was when I was in school at Roswell High. She had the office at the very end of the 200 hall, and she was the workforce connection liaison, or the Department of Labor liaison for the school.
Oh, okay.
I think she worked with both schools.
I think you're right.
Certain
Now,
days
the more you're
Roswell High,
saying, the
certain
more
days
it's kind of sparking the memories. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, but yeah, she's celebrating a birthday today. So all that, and she's retired.
She did retire from workforce. She actually stayed with the Workforce Connections office up until the day she retired.
Yeah.
Like she was a lifer.
Yeah, she did it forever. Now she's enjoying life as retirement with grandbabies and all that good stuff. So
happy birthday, Miss
happy
Nellie.
birthday, Nellie! And everyone that knows her friends will go buy her lunch today or give her a happy birthday and all that good stuff.
She gets the cake. She gets the slice of cake at the corner. You know, the one with the frosting flour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the good one. She gets that one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got it real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to turn because this is easily turn into a 20-minute conversation on this show.
On this show, I don't.
But
I
got a full hour, so I need to know this question in a short, simple answer.
I'll do my best.
When it comes to cake, sheet cake, round cakes, layered cakes, what's your favorite cake form?
So I like a layer cake because I like a little frosting between. I'm a whipped frosting over buttercream every time.
Gotcha.
I do enjoy buttercream on occasion. My friend Misty makes a phenomenal buttercream that's great. But more often than not, I prefer whipped, and a layer cake is my go.
Here's where I'm a little...
Pineapple upside down if given a druthers. And that's no frosting.
I love it all. It's all good. Eat it all. But I have a soft spot in my heart for just a box of Duncan Hines chocolate cake with the Duncan Hines chocolate icing on top of it.
See, I've always been
I don't know if Mom made that for me when it was a birthday or something a lot, but I had that a lot when I was a kid, and it's just a soft spot. When I eat that cake, it's like that's my happy place for cake.
Yellow cake chocolate icing is kind of the standard for like your office celebrations. You know, it's yellow cake chocolate icing. My preferred birthday cake, German chocolate. Every time.
I would go ice cream cake
with
for my
the German
birthday.
chocolate frosting with the coconut in the frosting.
I'm a Dairy Queen boy at heart when it comes to ice cream cakes, and that's the birthday cake of the gods.
This place sort of soiled me on ice cream cakes.
Really?
Well, just after watching what happens to an ice cream cake 20 seconds after you take it out of the freezer.
I gotta admit,
it's got two states. It is solid as a rock. You need a lightsaber to cut the thing. Or it's all over the counter.
Well, yeah, when you leave it out for hours, it will do that.
But there's not a sweet spot.
There is. You just got it's not hours or a minute after you pulled it out of the freezer.
I just remember nightmares trying to cut through a rock of ice cream cake with a Darth Vader spatula.
Well, I just know I've seen that ice cream cake of which you speak. And I just know that's what I'm going to look like as a human being in 20 years. Just melted just like that 20 years.
That's what I'm going to look like in Vegas, in fact. I'm like, why are we going when it's 124 degrees?
Yeah. Well, that's when the concert is.
I mean, I know.
Blame
it's AJR's fault.
Yeah, whatever the initials of the band. What's with all the bands just going by initials nowadays?
So I'm not sure about the other bands, but these are the three dudes' names. It's like Adam, Jack, and Ryan.
I know, but there's like that Korean band. It's all initials. There's all these bands that are initials.
Oh, you don't think that your generation started it in KOTB? Yeah, they're still hanging tough.
I was not a part of those.
That's why I looked at you when I said it.
I know. I was not part of those meetings. I did not endorse those. I had nothing to do with that. Well, in all fairness, it's their fault because they named their band a sentence.
Yeah, it's true. That's true. I remember the first time I heard NKOTB, I thought it was so cool. I mean, I was like 7 at the time, but I was like, ooh, NKOTB.
When your acronym is as long as the name, then it's not a good acronym.
Or the hip thing to do now is just to call them the new kids.
New kids.
Even though they're all in their like 50s.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Sorry.
Did you hear we're getting a Wahlburgers? And
I did.
Oh, yeah, we talked all about it.
Yeah, in Ruidoso.
And that's
I don't know when the grand opening
this summer
is,
sometime.
but I would like to be there in case one of the
You know,
Wahlbergs are going to be there.
If they send us one of the Wahlbergs, it's not going to be one of the good Wahlbergs.
I don't care which Wahlberg. Paul.
It's gonna be like sad Aunt Mabel Wahlberg.
No, it could be like Paul. I wouldn't mind meeting Paul.
Paulberg.
Did you say Wahlburgers?
Yeah.
Like the Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah.
In the Mountain Gods, you know their buffet they used to have?
The Gathering of Nations.
By the way, it's a used to have if you didn't know.
Yeah.
They closed that down. They're building a food court.
Mm-hmm.
And the featured restaurant in their food court will be the Wahlburgers. They got a couple other nice ones too, but Wahlburgers is the
grand
featured
openings in June sometime.
Sometime this
I'm
summer,
sure
yeah.
they're going to have one of their family members there present for the celebration and opening.
That's possible. You got to feel bad for the Sparrow that's opening up right across the food court.
Donnie's touring right now, so I don't think he will be.
Is he on one of those like 90? Remember the 90s cruises or something?
He's probably with New Kids on the Block.
He's hanging out with Brandy and Coolio at the bar.
The New Kids on the Block are touring. One of my teacher friends at Berindo went and saw them in Dallas.
Who are they touring? I know you got to get to the interview. I'm curious who New Kids is touring with.
Is that further into Ruidoso or closer where like all the other fast food stuff is?
It's in Mescalero.
Yeah, it's at the Inn of the Mountain Gods. It's actually in the casino.
Oh, okay, so it's
at
in the
Resort.
casino.
It's in the Inn of the Mountain Gods.
Yeah,
it'll be in their
inside
food
the
court.
building.
Okay, so you got to get all the way in there.
Yeah, you got to go to the casino, and instead of going to gamble, you walk into where the food is.
The mixtape tour, they're calling it.
Ah.
Yeah. Get your tickets now for the mixtape tour. Didn't say who they're touring with.
All right, Donnie Wahlberg.
Maybe they
Here I come.
No. Maybe they hooked up with Backstreet Boys or NSYNC or something.
That's usually what happens. Is it's like boy band, like the boy band.
Or
O-Town.
98 Degrees O-Town. There you go.
O-Town. They had their song.
Oh yeah. Was O-Town the one that what's his name was in?
No, that was
Mr. Ohio.
You're talking about Nick Lachey.
Nick Lachey.
He was in 98 Degrees.
He was 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Okay. Same difference.
No, exactly. Same exact difference.
All right. Y'all start talking about boy bands and tainted my show. 9:14. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Sunshine to start things off today. We'll be hitting the upper 80s to mid 90s, and some scattered afternoon showers and thunderstorms are possible. Some of those storms could have damaging wind and hail around the Roswell area. Scattered showers overnight, and we'll drop into the upper 50s, and then a few more showers and thunderstorms possible on Thursday. Much cooler with our high staying in the mid 70s. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 77 here in Roswell. Humidity's at 54% with winds out of the north at 14 miles per hour. We do have a 20% chance of rain this afternoon. Mostly sunny, 85 with north winds 15 to 20 this morning, decreasing 10 to 15 this afternoon. Chance of rain bumps up to 50% tonight. They're saying partly cloudy with an overnight low of 59 degrees, northeast winds, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Then Thursday, we're looking at, now they're changing it. They're saying a 50% chance of rain, scattered showers and thunderstorms, 7 a.m., before 7, then a slight chance for really all day. They're saying, rain all day. 77 for a high, cloudy skies, north winds, 10 to 15. 30% chance of rain for Thursday night. And then Friday, we're back at a 50% chance of rain. They say some of those storms could be severe with highs a little warmer back into the 80s, 87 on Friday. And then just sunny and hot for the weekend. Sunny, 96 on Saturday, sunny, and 100 on Sunday. All right, it is 9:16. We're going to take about a 2-minute commercial break, and then we're going to talk with our 4-H shooting sports champs here on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency.
J. Block for governor. J. Block, conservative, veteran, leader. J Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. J Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for J Block.
Pecos Valley Equipment, your local John Deere dealer in southeast New Mexico, wants to congratulate and salute the class of 2022. You overcame adversity and proved that nothing can slow you down. As you step into the next chapter, remember that character counts in school and in life. Congratulations to the class of 2022 from Pecos Valley Equipment, your local John Deere dealer.
The National Education Association of New Mexico, a union of teachers and school staff, believes every child deserves to learn at a school that inspires their imagination, cultivates their curiosity, and ensures a fulfilling life. Public schools should provide all our students with small class sizes and one-on-one attention. NEA New Mexico asks you to join us so together we can end the teacher and staff shortage and invest in our public education system once and for all. Sponsored by NEA New Mexico.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The first toilet being flushed in a motion picture was in the movie Psycho. Mike thought it was Gone with the Wind. Here's Mike Winters.
That's a thinking joke. You guys even know what Gone with the Wind is? Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I know you guys do. I was talking about the kids. I'm seeing a lot of no. Definitely not. That joke would be funnier if you knew what that was. Good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, we got our Chavez County 4-H shooting sports guys here. John Thosen, you're the 4-H instructor, right?
Yes, sir.
And, of course, Andrew's with us as well, the 4-H director here. And then we've got some of our champion students here.
Yeah, let me introduce them to you.
Yeah.
This is the Chavez County 4-H State Championship.
Congratulations. All right, who wants
Starting
to...
over here with Nathaniel Higgins.
Hi, Nathaniel.
Wyatt Curry.
Hi, Wyatt.
Raiden Melton.
Raiden.
Cooper Campbell.
Hi, Cooper.
I introduced him wrong the other day. I introduced him as his dad. And Ray Melton.
Hi, Ray.
Reese Melton.
Oh, Reese. See, now it's been flipped. That was my fault. Well, he set it up first, so it worked perfectly.
Exactly. See? Easy segue.
So let's talk a little bit about, you guys competed here earlier in May, and I guess that would be the 4-H state championships in the shooting sports division, right?
Yeah, it's held up at Winnington. We had 300 and some odd kids up there. We shot 2 days without any incidents or anything else. We had a great time. The only downfall was the day we had to shoot shotgun. The wind was blowing about 60 miles an hour, I think they said, with gusts of 70.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, I guess if you're dusting traps in that kind of wind, then you're pretty good, I'm guessing, right?
Well, they did real well for the conditions. But.
Do they ever, is there, I'm curious, is there any condition where they say, no, I mean, obviously if it's thunderstorming and all that, but is there weather elements where they say, you know what, we can't do shotgun because the pigeons just don't fly the right way? Or
Yeah, we got to stick with pistol, but there is. If the wind is blowing in toward you hard enough, we've had to cancel one time since I've been coaching. I've been coaching for several years now. But if the wind blows right in, it'll pick the bird straight up almost and blow it right back at you.
Yeah.
And then if you break it, pieces will hit you. So.
Yeah, I've had that happen. It's not fun when you get dusted.
Well, like I say, they did good in shotgun, but pistols this is where they shined this year.
Yeah, I think the pistol's got enough velocity to penetrate through the wind there, but the clay pigeons where it gets a little squirrely.
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough shooting.
So, congratulations. So as far as the champ, did you win like in some of the categories, or is it overall, or is it how does that competition work? Do y'all compete in, like you said, the different categories, and then is it? I guess there's a winners in each category, but is there kind of like a best in show or best overall competitor or team competition?
Well, each team each county has a team.
Gotcha.
And like I said, there's pistol, shotgun, muzzle loading, hunter, archery, a whole bunch of different disciplines. And we compete against the other counties.
Okay.
But in pistol, we won the first place out of the whole state.
I'm curious. Do you guys do archery too, or is it you just strictly to the guns, the firearm stuff? Or some of you guys compete in archery too?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Cool. I say I'm an archery guy. Matter of fact, I used to, when I was in the Boy Scouts, I'm an Eagle Scout, but I used to work at the summer camp like in my early 20s, like 21. Matter of fact, I was 21, and that was a big significance because I was 21, I can go get my NRA certifications to teach rifle, shotgun, and everything to the Boy Scout camp. So I was 21, so I could be certified to do all that. So, but with all of that, I would teach archery, I'd teach shotgun and rifle. That was the three things we taught.
All right.
And
familiar with what we're talking about.
yeah, a little bit. Now it's been a few years since I was in my 20s at Boy Scout camp. I'm just telling you. But
12 at least.
Right? Yeah, at least a year or two. But I understand, how, the instruction and all that and just how it goes. But the part that I love about all of that is you really teach them. I mean, most people just know about, shooting guns, but just the breathing, the whole actual mechanics of firing a gun. And I think most people just watch movies and TV and think, pull trigger and there she goes. And no, there's a whole, and obviously you guys know all this, but I love that side of it. And when the first time you set someone a rifle in front of them, it's like, okay, yeah, it's not pulling it. You got to breathe. You got to hold your breath. You got to squeeze the trigger. All the things you guys are being taught. And I love that. And once people kind of get that stuff, so I love what you guys are doing in that stuff, because I think to me that's the fun part of competitive shooting sports. I mean, yeah, all of us, it's fun blowing stuff up. Ain't gonna lie, we're like, that blew up real good. I mean, I love it. But the discipline, the actual art of these sports, the archery with shotgun. I mean, shotgun's an art too, but it's more, it's where like all the rifle stuff you've been taught, throw that out the window and go shoot shotgun. It's like, yeah, pull the trigger, you're pointing that thing, you're not aiming any, you know what I mean? It's like the rules are different, but equally disciplined, if that makes sense.
It's quite an accomplishment too, because bullseye shooting it's a dying sport, unfortunately, because most of the younger kids want action, but it is one of the most complicated and hardest to master skill of pistol shooting, because it's all done one-handed. Your slow fire, your medium fire, and your rapid fire.
And probably the least accurate, I mean, shotguns are pointing, but, as far like rifles, we're talking, I got 5 shots in the size of a dime here, or pistol's a little bit different to pull that off.
Yeah, and then they shoot a silhouette with a pistol. They shoot up to 100 yards. And that is that's a real challenge, too. So they're actually, for 4-H, they're shooting two of the most difficult pistol aspects there are to shoot.
So as far as caliber and stuff, is there a standard caliber you compete with, or do you get to pick whether you want to go with a 9mm or pull out, Dirty Harry's gun here? I mean, is there some parameters on what you can shoot when it comes to pistol and all that?
Yes, sir. The highest we can shoot right now, the standard, it's a 22 caliber pistol.
Okay, very good. Good. Well, and don't people, people like to scoff at 20. I'm like, you better respect that. That's as far as I taught 22 rifle, like I was talking about earlier, and yeah, that's got a little longer range, but just because it's a smaller caliber, you can do some serious damage with 22 caliber. Don't you? The moment you disrespect that, the moment it's going to bite you in the tail. But anyway, another story, another day. So, but I imagine. But as far as shooting, though, that's probably a little, because obviously a 22 pistol isn't going to push you back 3 feet like Clint Eastwood's gun would, But let me ask you this, because like I said, I don't have a lot of experience teaching pistol. Are some of the mechanics the same as rifle shooting, or is it different? I mean, because obviously you're aiming, so you got to worry about breath control and all that stuff. But is it similar to, as far as the mechanics, or is it way different, guys, that shooting pistol versus rifle?
I think there's some similarities, but also some differences,
Okay.
Like how you're saying, controlling your breath.
Yeah.
Which also have to do with the pistol. Make sure you get a good grip on it.
Sure.
Similar sometimes with the rifle, like how you have to put the buttstock in your shoulder correctly.
Sure.
There's some similarities, but also some differences, and
Yeah.
it does take some time to learn for sure.
And just for folks that don't know, when we talk about breath control, see, when you're trying to aim that firearm, when you're moving and breathing, you're trying to line up the lollipop, make the lollipop here with the stick and making the dot. And, when you're breathing and if you're holding the pistol out, extending it, guess what? Your arm gets tired, and depending on the caliber of the gun, it might get a little heavy. Next thing you know, it's a lot harder to get a true sight picture if you're not breathing, if you're not holding it correctly. And so that's where we're talking about the actual mechanics of doing it's a little different, but the philosophy is the same.
Yeah, what have I been drilling into you guys here lately, especially last night? What did we talk about?
Trigger control.
Trigger control. Yeah.
Breathing's part of it too, but trigger control.
Yeah. But where these guys are at and where these levels, where when we talk about competition, that's usually the difference between first place and not placing it at all, is that slight, I pulled the trigger too much instead of squeezing it slow, or I didn't control my breathing right and it knocked off my sight picture a
But
little
guys,
bit.
he's done this before. You've heard all this, haven't you?
Yeah, I taught some of this stuff too. And the conversation I used to love having, and this is where, because it was a scout camp, I dealt with a lot of parents that were also there too, and some of them would be like, "Oh, my boy shooting," and the first lesson I always taught, safety obviously, but when it comes to actual mechanics, is eye dominance and figuring out what your dominant eye is. And every once in a while, I'd run across a person that's right-handed but left eye dominant, and I'm like, "You need to shoot like a lefty," and they're like, "No, my boy's not." It's like, trust me, and I'd have to do the same. I did it like half dozen times. We're like, all right, you teach your kid with the rifle here, give him 5 shots, do your thing, have fun with him, and then give him to me for 10 minutes, and then we'll see what happens.
Especially a shotgun, that's critical. We had a girl that was real stubborn. She was left eye dominant but right-handed, and we tried to get that shotgun on her left shoulder, and she didn't want.
It don't feel right. It don't. It's just like anything else. Try writing with your opposite hand and see how that
hard.
Same,
But once she finally did it, she went from shooting 3 or 4 targets around to shooting some. She was up there sometimes shooting 22, 23.
It's a night and day difference once that light bulb moment. Have you guys? Do any of you guys have any of those issues where you're opposite hand eye dominant? Any of that stuff?
No, sir.
Was that something you learned in the shooting sport? Like the first thing was like, dominant eye and all that.
We do that every year when we have our shooting sports safety meeting. We always go over eye dominance, and you'd actually be surprised at how many cross dominant people we have in Chaves County, because there's a lot of right-handers that are left eye dominant, and I actually had one this year. I called him my unicorn, that we had a left-handed kid that was right eye dominant.
That's unusual.
Yeah.
That's rare.
I'm left across the board. I'm left eye dominant and left, so that I'm thankful that at least I'm on the same side. That does help. Other sports I do right-handed, but shooting, no, that's a lefty thing. So let me ask: did you guys new to shooting sports prior to coming here, or did you guys do a lot of? Did you have a lot of work with firearms with your families and stuff like that?
We all have a lot of work with.
So you all grew up with guns and firearms. You guys are pretty. At least you were pretty well versed on the safety side of things going in. So when John's telling you stuff like "don't point the gun at anybody, keep your finger off," that was common sense for you guys. That's good.
we stress safety. We have a safety orientation before they ever start shooting, and we stress that right from the top, and then we reinforce it along the lines. But these guys, like I say, they've got some experience. They've done real well. We haven't had any incidents to worry about.
Now, do you guys practice and work a lot of the unfun part of it? Like, do you guys get to sit down and clean all the guns, get them oiled back, get them ready? And I mean, is that part of the deal too, where you guys are maintaining and not doing gunsmith work on them, but cleaning them and making sure they remain serviceable? Is that part of the fun and training? Well, I'll say fun training too.
Yeah, it is. I've kind of dropped the ball there. We've been so busy. I've kind of been maintaining them, but we're supposed to learn how to do it. Most of them here have done it before. It's nothing new.
One of the fun things that was new to me is when I was the instructor and things teaching. One of the things we had to do is trigger pull tests on the guns, and that was kind of new to me. I wasn't familiar with that until I took my formal training, and so because obviously these were guns for Boy Scouts, we didn't want hair triggers on them. We didn't want them where you look at them funny and they go off.
Ours is the same way. Ours can't be anything over 2 pounds.
I think it was 3 pounds for us, but
Really?
If I remember right. But this was again a couple years ago.
Our guns, before we go up to Whittington, before we fire a shot, all our guns are inspected and pistols. Anyway.
Sure. Of course, these kids I was teaching weren't doing competition shooting either, so 2 pounds probably a little better for competition. Whereas in a training environment, you want to make them work it a little bit just so, they don't, till they're very comfortable with it, because when you guys know when you're dealing with kids, they get excited. Look what I did. Whoa, but that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys did the same thing your first time up there, right?
No, that's very controlled. They have to keep their pistols on the table
at all times
when they're not shooting.
So we got a couple more minutes, but I want to ask our archery shooters here. How many of them raise your hands again? Who's our archery guys? 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Archery.
What I want to know? Do you have like is there days where you rather shoot? Like, do you find the archery more fun than the gun shooting? I mean, is it? Because to me,
you better be careful what you say.
I would be careful.
But and I'm not trying. But to me, they're fun in different ways. Like
They are.
Archery's, it's more. I mean, you focus more on the mechanics because it's a little bit slower, but at the same time you're dealing with a big arrow, and it's. But I'm just curious if you kind of dig that more a little bit than shooting guns sometimes. I'm not saying all the time because it's always fun that things blow up, but there's a certain satisfaction about shooting archery, and then you're putting it dead center on targets, or man, it blew through the target. Look how cool that was, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like archery hunting. That's one of the things that I do. So
well, see, now that's where they both require skill, but it takes just a little bit more skill to do it in, especially if you're in woods and stuff. It's easy bullets to dodge trees, not so much arrows.
Well, I'll tell you what, a deer can dodge an arrow.
This is true.
It's happened many times.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way,
jump in the string.
You got a slower propelled object and a very fast prey. Yeah. So yeah, your chances decrease significantly with a bow versus a guy with a shotgun or a rifle.
The string on me over the years. It's amazing.
So now, how old are you guys on age wise? I've probably high school. Obviously, you all like juniors, seniors. What grade are you guys on average here?
I'm a freshman.
Freshman?
I'm 13 and I'm going to be a freshman.
So I made y'all older, like y'all were like, yeah, man. So I got a hair right here. Look out. No. So you got it. Cool. So I'm what's
Andrea doesn't.
No.
What's I'm good. What's life goals? What do you guys want to do? Do you want to what career wise, or do you have? I know you guys are 13, 14, but I'm sure you thought about it. I mean, do you want
17?
17. He's the senior in the group here. But I mean, have you thought about plans? Like, what do you want to do? All right, we'll talk with our 17-year-old since you've had a little more time here.
I've thought a little bit. One of the things I'm really interested in is wildland firefighting.
Okay.
I really enjoy that.
Do you want to be like the jumpers and all that stuff and go with that hardcore? Or do you?
I really haven't decided on that part of it yet.
What was that Howie Long movie that came out in the 90s where he was jumping out of airplanes to fight fires?
Yeah, I can't remember it.
Go look that movie up. I'm sure it's completely not
He's a
helpful.
volunteer fireman right now. He's fighting fires right now.
So you've been probably pretty busy.
We have.
I imagine you had time to get shooting in because you might have been pretty busy.
Yeah.
Yes,
fighting fires around the region here. So.
And I'm anxious what this guy has to say. What are you going to be? I know what he should be. He should be a lawyer. He's our negotiator. Always got an angle.
Always should work the deal.
Exactly.
Figure out what's so I'm not really sure exactly what it's called, but I'm doing an internship with one of our family friends this summer, and I go out and check fields and give water schedules and check for bugs and everything.
Nice. So good deal. So you're going to learn some of that this summer.
Yeah, like entomology and agronomy kind of mixed
together.
Nice. A range specialist.
Nice.
I don't know. Probably something like that.
Well, who knows? You might be the next Drew or something at the Aggie, or the guy or the bug person or something like that. Yeah. All right. What about you three? Have you thought about plans?
For me, I've been kind of looking because I'm going to college pretty soon. I've still got one more year of high school, but then after that, I'm going to college. And I've been thinking kind of, something in the technology branch, maybe dealing with like computers or something like that. Something
IT stuff.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Okay.
Because I'm
do you speak the language? Do you speak nerd? That's kind of a requirement there. Because if you don't, they don't let you in. That's
like a requirement to get the degree.
IT people, they get really smart, but then if we just kind of come in, they look down upon us. All right, you guys. You in the back. You guys hiding. What about you guys? Do you have plans for after school?
Well, I play guitar, so I'd like to do something in music.
So you want to do a band? You want to form a band or do?
I've got some friends I play with.
Okay. What's your music? I mean, what rock, blues? What do you guys do?
Rock.
Nice.
And if I need something to actually make money, as I'm getting older. In
case that whole band thing doesn't work out.
Yeah. I could go into some kind of trade, something where I do something manual, something simple.
Skills. Okay. Do you do maybe welding? Because you can write your ticket when you're a welder. That way you got that skill set. And you're making bank.
Especially in underwater welding.
You could buy your own band if you do that.
Underwater welding.
Oh, yeah, that would be... while he's jumping out of planes, you're underwater. He's putting out fires, you're starting ones underwater. All All right. What have you made plans after high school, or want things, desires, dreams?
I'm just trying to take down the welding path.
Okay.
By taking the welding classes in my school.
See, I was right. Give him good advice. He's taking welding here. So, well, bring him with you when you take these welding classes, so he can get that. And then, so in case the band doesn't work out. Now I got to ask: when you talk rock music, are we talking like Imagine Dragons rock, or like real rock, like Metallica and those guys?
He loves Metallica.
All right.
It's kind of annoying sometimes.
I tried to introduce him to Merle Haggard, but it's not working.
Still hasn't worked out for us.
Well, we have a long drive to Nebraska, so
he does.
It's gonna be a lot of Merle Haggard things.
I've called shotgun, so I'm controlling the music, and
the negotiators on charge of the radio here.
I got at least 3 of them pegged. I'm not so sure, but this guy's a negotiator. He's our analytical guy.
Nice.
He's got to analyze everything.
I got to ask, because in team sports, it's shooting sports, but you guys are a team here. Do y'all is there team quirks, superstitious? Anybody wear like stinky socks, shooting day, or crossing lines? You got to hear a certain thing, or eating a certain food? Any of that going on? What is it? Go ahead.
He's got.
Whenever I go shoot shotgun competition,
okay.
I bring my own shells. I shoot pink shotgun shells.
Okay. So why? And it has to be pink?
Yes.
Is there a reason in your head why it's going to be pink?
No.
He just shoots them better.
I guess it's good luck.
That's called a weird quirk. You got it. Very good. Well, we're about out of time. Congratulations, guys. This is awesome. And I want to give you a last chance. Anybody want to say hi to? Mom, dad, girlfriends, buddies? Anybody want to give a shout out to?
Say it. Do it.
Do that shout out.
Do it.
Nope.
This is your chance.
Do that shout out.
This is your chance. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Shout out the tape.
Hello, anybody that could possibly be listening.
That's the negotiator for you. He's the blanket.
Hello,
world. Blanket Switzerland over here.
Stay tuned. When we come back from the national championships, we'd like to come back and we'll tell you about
Absolutely.
what it was like.
When is nationals?
We're going to Grand Rapids, or
Grand
Island, Nebraska. We're leaving June 25th, and we shoot for about 5 days, 4 or 5 days, and we shoot a different event each day. It's really going to be a lot of fun.
Cool.
It's going to be a good experience for these kids. And
just remember, guys.
We're going to do our best.
Yep.
You guys are going to be together in a lot of small spaces over that time. Remember that. Just saying. What you eat, what you do impacts all of you. Just saying. So if you go for bean night at the buffet.
That's not allowed because they're riding with me.
We've already
you all will suffer later. Just saying.
We can't have any hot fries.
Yeah, no flaming.
She set the rules already. She's been there and done this before.
Bring down that trip or two.
No awesome burritos. That's
good tip. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations on the state championship. Good luck here at national level, and come on back. We'd love to hear more about it. And hey, John, let me ask you this: if folks are listening, they're saying, you know what, I think I would like to get involved in this. Is just reach out to Andrea here to talk more about becoming part of the shooting sports 4-H program?
Yeah, our shooting year wraps up in September, and in October we have a sign-up month, and they can join 4-H and sign up and get everything going then. And
perfect.
And
correct.
So, see Andrea and get set up.
Very good. What's the phone number over the extension office, Andrea?
575-622-3210.
Very good. Well, thank you guys. Congratulations. Good job. Happy. It's awesome. You guys, great to see it. And hey, if you guys do go hunt and you want to bring back meat, I'll gladly take it off your hands. Unless it's like skunky, then you keep that. But, good stuff.
Just one more thing. We're really proud of these guys for Chaves County to be going and representing us at the Nationals.
Yeah, it's a big deal. You guys are awesome. Good
They've
deal.
done good. They've worked hard. We're practicing twice a week.
And trust me, all the stuff you're learning here in shooting sports, the discipline, it will serve you well in wherever you want to do, whether you want to be in a band or weld or jump out of airplanes and fight fires, whatever it is.
My band's going to do better than that.
Battle of the Bands already starting.
You can't take a gun in a courtroom.
Well, thank you guys. Good
you,
luck
Mike.
here. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right, it is 9:41. We're going to pause like 30 seconds of ads and then a quick news break, and then we're going to have the folks from the Kiwanis Club join us. Don't go away.
Jay Block for governor. Jay Block, conservative, veteran, leader. J-Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. J-Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for J Block.
Now a look at your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Thanks for joining us this hour. Here's a look at what we are following. Both Carlsbad and Artesia have now enacted bans on certain fireworks as the drought worsens throughout the region. The Carlsbad ordinance had actually been on the books for the past 10 years at least, prohibiting the use of aerial and ground audible fireworks. The City Council extended that ban in a vote last week. That same day, May 24th, the city of Artesia enacted a similar ban, according to Mayor John Henry, in a Facebook post. He said firework vendors in the city of Artesia must abide by rules and regulations once sales begin. Eddy County Sheriff's Lieutenant Amy Dugas is organizing a fundraiser for crime victims and survivors later this year. Dugas oversees the department's grants and funding actions, so the activity is not new to her. She's planning the fundraiser to benefit the Cavern City Advocacy Center and the Foundry Home in Carlsbad. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
The importance of a strong America is critical to every man, woman, and child, not only in this country, but around the world. Because we are the shining city on a hill. We are the light in what is a very brutal, very dark, in many places, very evil world. There's a lot of evil that goes on in the world. You don't believe me? Go back to the last century. About 100 million human souls killed. Communism, Mao, China, Stalin, the former Soviet Union, the killing fields in Cambodia, Nazism, fascism, Imperial Japan. You get the point? Evil exists all around the globe. The force that has pushed back evil more than any other one force is us, the United States of America.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
You know, shortages and inflation are forcing many of us to stay local this summer. Now, that's not a bad thing if you have a Michael Phelps swim spa by Master Spas in your backyard. Just go to masterspas.com, enter the promo code Hannity in the upper right-hand corner, and you could save up to $1,000 off your Master Spa. They have solutions for any size backyard or budget, and trust America's largest built hot tub and swim spa brand, the only one you need to know, masterspas.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
It's time for the Chavez County Sports Report. The all-state softball teams have been announced, and we want to congratulate the selectees from our area. First of all, let's start in Class 5A, where Talissa Espinosa from Roswell was picked as a second-teamer. She's a senior for the Coyotes, and she was picked at the catcher position. For Dexter, you had 4 girls that were picked as all-state, 3 of them first-teamers. Zoe Neal Stewart, she's a senior for the Demons at a catcher position, first teamer. Jasmine Duran also for the first team. She's a junior infielder. And Nayeli Kobos from Dexter as an outfielder. She was selected first team. Second team selection, Emily Salas from Dexter at pitcher. And Emily's only a sophomore this year. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Elephants use these skin folds on their bodies to crush mosquitoes. Mike Winters uses his to hide M&Ms. Here's Mike Winters.
Way better use of those skin folds, by the way. Good morning. It is 46 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Kiwanis, it's a little quieter in here now.
Yeah.
You bring a bunch of teenage boys in here, it gets kind of loud, doesn't it? We have Lori Schatz and Ron Lefko joining us this morning from the Kiwanis Club here in Roswell. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
How y'all doing today?
We're well.
Good.
Hoping for some rain today.
You know what? I feel like we got a good chance. At least over the next 3 days, we're going to get some rain. Yeah. Well, I don't need the hail.
Yeah.
I just heard that on the way in.
Yeah.
Roswell's supposed to get hail.
Yeah.
Artesia is not, but Roswell is.
Well, we had a couple of our employees get caught in a hailstorm. What was it, last Tuesday? Where they had we were having storms, but there was a storm that blew right through, right at the Eddy County line.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And we had two of our folks, they said there was tennis ball size hail in there. And yeah, their vehicles looked like they went through a war zone.
Perfect timing for them, yeah.
Yeah,
There at that
exactly.
time, yeah.
So fortunately, hopefully we don't get that today.
No.
But before we kind of get into everything here, just how's things going with the Kiwanis right now? I know you guys' big project still is working towards the all-inclusive park, and you guys have been doing a lot of fundraising efforts over the last year plus, working towards that goal. How are we doing on that, and where are we at with that stuff?
Well, it's progressing along now. I noticed in the paper recently that the Roswell City Council awarded a contract to a contractor. I believe he's out of Rio Rancho.
Okay.
And so that I'm sure they're negotiating a contract with them at this point.
Good.
And, so that's progressing along. And then, as you pointed out, we're going through several fundraisers and we had a golf ball drop and some other activities. And
partnered up with the Communal Theater for a couple shows, things like that.
Yeah, Little Theater, and we've got one or two more in process now, fundraisers that we're looking forward to, and we'll be back with you once we get those firmed up.
Yeah, we got to get the word out about those.
Yeah.
And folks, I would love to say, you don't have to wait for a fundraising event to contribute. If you want to, and this passion project of the Kiwanis, which has gotten bigger, now we got the city involved, and it's turned into a reality here. This is a park that is designed for all children. It's a park where any child can go and enjoy it. It's not just for kids on the spectrum. I mean, granted, there's a lot of things there that allow a child on the spectrum to come and enjoy a playground experience like any other child. But on that same note, any kid can go in there and have fun. So your child doesn't have to be on the spectrum to enjoy the all-inclusive park. That's why it's called an all-inclusive park. If you are a kid and you want to play in a park, here's a park where you can play in no matter what's going on. You're just, kid, want to play park, that's all it's about. And that's what these parks, which we say we'll park now, but the idea is to have these parks all over the place.
Right. And I was looking, in fact, this morning, and I just entered all-inclusive park, Googled it, and it's amazing how many are coming up before city councils throughout the nation. I mean, it's just a long list.
Especially with all-inclusive being the new buzzword.
Sure.
And it's great because kids with disabilities, you don't want them separated from other children.
Sure,
you
want
don't
them
want
included.
Right. And so it's a way that start them young, that there is differences in everyone, and we all can find a place to play and work together.
I honestly think the all-inclusive park is an evolution of science. And what I mean by that is, as we've learned amazing amounts of information about autism and the spectrums in the last 20 years. And so we're finding out, there's a lot more people dealing with it than we realized, just at various stages and levels. Many adults that have gone undiagnosed and they're, dealing with something. But my point is, we've learned so much about it, but we also learned, how to manage, how to deal, what are the triggers, what are the things that we can do that makes them excel. And that's what these parks do, is it takes that science that they've learned and incorporate it into the recreational side. So things that may trigger someone on the spectrum that's loud or large or makes a bunch of noise, whatever it is, those are gone now. And now it's replaced with things that are more sensitive, friendly to them. But if there's a kid that doesn't have those issues, just wants to come and climb on the monkey bar, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's there for them to do that.
Interact, and that's wonderful.
So what I think is at some point, hopefully before we leave the earth, but certainly our kids, that every park will be an all-inclusive park, because that's just how parks are built now. I mean, we won't call it all-inclusive park. We just call it a park.
The park.
Yeah. But you got to do the first one for that to happen. And so this is what we're talking about.
Right.
So in the meantime, if in between the shows and the golf ball drops and everything else, if you just like to go to the Kiwanis Wet or come to one of the meetings or be a Kiwanian, come and be a part and say, look, I love what you're going on. Here's $100 for the all-inclusive park, or here's $5.
We actually had Tammy from the Main Street Gallery came as one of our speakers, and the next week, that's exactly what she did.
Awesome.
She said she didn't have time to be part of our group, but she wanted to contribute. And so that's kind of unusual. A lot of times our speakers come to us asking for help. And this time it was a turnaround. So go and support the Main Street Gallery downtown.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, if you're looking for a great local artist and great unique art, that's full of that there.
Oh, yeah.
By the way.
And they're gearing up, of course, for the UFO art contest. And Tammy's down there. So give her a call if you're interested in entering that or just finding out. It's for kids and adults.
Yeah.
I only know about it because I was part of it a few years ago, and she contacted me this year. So
you hang out in a lot of
looking forward
different
to that.
circles, you learn a lot of information.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was a very interesting twist to having a speaker that time was that she turned around and was
we
able
certainly
to
appreciated her recognizing that, because we talk about it almost every meeting, every one of our meetings, and so we try to encourage people to donate our membership as well, and I think most of our members have made donations to it. I mean, this is a project that they've adopted, are excited about. It's our centennial project. Our Kiwanis Club was 100 years old in 2021.
Doesn't look that old.
We look good for that age,
right? And so we're excited about it, and looking forward to seeing that park come to fruition and see it up and running and seeing kids out there. And it's going to be a neat area because you got the Cielo Grande soccer fields out there. You got the skate park. You got the aquatic center.
It's like in a recreation mecca for Roswell.
And it's going to be. And the Autism Society, they mentioned this when we had the groundbreaking out there, that they're receiving phone calls from parents that live in southeastern New Mexico wanting to know when it's going to be open so they can bring their kids.
They're ready to start playing on the playground. Yeah.
So they're ready to bring their children here, and I think it's going to maybe bring some additional business to Roswell.
Absolutely.
Restaurants after the kids have gone out there and played, and take them to a restaurant.
The fastest way we, the community, can help support that is by contributing the finances to help do this. Yes. The city and the zoning and planning and the construction, that goes at its pace. That happens the way the world moves. But as far as raising awareness and raising money, so when this thing gets expensive because it's a construction project during the back end of COVID and supply and demand are crazy, it's going to be expensive. We got plenty of money there to so the project doesn't get seized or stop or lose funding. It gets to completion, and then when it's ready, we got the big ribbon and the giant scissors and all the stuff, cutting it open and then welcoming people to the new park.
And we are, as Ron said, just to make it clear to the listeners, we are partnering with the Autism Society, and it is their national, I believe, representative came to the celebration of the groundbreaking. So, thank them and thank us for just being together. We're trying to. Again, I always feel like you do it on your own. That's a lot of work. You get as many organizations and people involved, right? And then your labor is a little less intense, and we can get the job done.
Plus, it puts it on more people's radar, which means more people know about it. The more more resources open up.
And we were kind of searching around for a centennial project. We just didn't want to let that go by and just have a dinner and celebrate ourselves. We wanted to do something for the community.
So you took a big bite at this one.
Yeah, so we did. And so we reached out to the Autism Society, and they were certainly excited to have a partner to join with them. And
this is something that it's, let's face it. Like we said, the science is here now. This is something that's overdue. We gotta transition these playgrounds and things to. This is technology. This is when we were kids, there's a phone booth in every corner. Now there's not one. I think they just took the last one out of New York City last week. And I mean life changes things, and that this is one of those moments where the science and technology has changed how we do something, and these parks are one of those things. So the quicker we can do this transition, the more kids can start seeing that impact today, because kids don't wait for us to do stuff before they grow up. That's what they
keep growing.
It's like going. It's COVID. You got to stunt your growth until we start back. Now they don't do that. Right. So the sooner we get this done, the more kids today get to enjoy these kind of things. So.
And just to point out, if people are interested in making a donation to the Kiwanis Club Foundation, and they can. We meet every first and third Tuesday at Cerritos.
Yeah.
So if they would like to come and join us, they'd be more than welcome. We meet in their back room there.
Food's going to be good.
Yeah,
so
and the food's going to be good.
We meet at noon.
And good company, and we always have a speaker there, a special speaker, and so. Or we do have our P.O. Box 1801 here in Roswell, 88202, and so either way. But if they'd like to come and meet the people that are at the club, and
we're right in the middle of doing a membership drive as well.
Good deal. So come out to the next meeting
here. Come and see what it's like. And if it's not for you, that's great. If it is for you,
so it's this week, right? What's today? This is the first week of the month, right?
Today's Wednesday, so it's next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. That'd be the first Tuesday. So it'd be next Tuesday. Be the next one.
Yes, it's the first and the third Tuesdays of the month.
So come on out this next Tuesday. Come have lunch.
Right.
Like I said, they get underway at about noon there at Cerritos. So come get you lunch and come meet some of the Kiwanians. Come learn about what they do, and who knows, by the end of that, maybe you want to be a part of this and be, because and Kiwanians, they do have a focus on children. That's kind of one of so even though this is the big centennial tentpole project right now, there's constantly other things in the work. Just get money here for trips, or some kids in need for one thing or another, and somebody's working on getting educational materials to schools and things like that. Kiwanis also have those projects going on too that are constantly going.
Because what's different about Kiwanis, which I was part of a lot of civic groups back in Indiana before I chose Kiwanis as my one, and international is changing the world one community and one child at a time, and one can make a difference.
Absolutely.
So that's the reason, since it included your community, which is what your children are going to grow up into. That's why I chose this one over some of the others that have a different focus on kids. So
hey, Roy, come in here with the what you're talking about. Is this like a donate thing for the QR code, or I just saw you do something with the QR code? Oh, okay, thank you. I thought he was showing me a QR code. He's trying to tell me we need to wrap it up.
Well, and additionally, on our website, we do have a donate button, so people can go there as well if they don't have time to come to the meeting. And
I thought he was about to hit me with some young people technology. That's what I was going to
would rather do it electronically, so it worked out well. But
yes, please come, and please, if you can, support by raising funds here, and as we like you said, we got some more events and things planned here in the near future that we'd love to, and we'll talk more about those. But love to get people more involved. It starts by just maybe come out to the next meeting here on Tuesday. Come in, have a great meal. Whether you want to get a burger or Mexican food, no one judges. Get what you want, and then we'll just talk about it. So
we love to have everyone come out and just see what we're about. And like I said, check us out and see if we're for you, or if you just one-time donation, or be a part of us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for working with me today.
Oh, no problem.
And we'll
appreciate